Peace and blessings to those who are watching the recording. Peace and blessings. This one ain't really a title today. It's kind of just, seeing how people are gonna vibe with the words that they can read, and then if you really look at this, I don't know who put this together, but it says who can stop Christ from doing God? Who can stop Christ from doing God's will? So, just want to spark some conversation, y'all. Get this truth out. Get this peace established. Get this world saved. So, that's what it is, y'all. Feel free to come up. That's what I'm here for, is so that we can have. That's what it is, y'all. Feel free to come up. That's what I'm here for, is so that we can have some beautiful conversation. So that we can have some beautiful conversation about nation building, about it's this is where we're headed, and you don't know it. It's like the Bitcoin. People didn't know, but that's what the world is. But this information here about through Christ, who's not what nobody thought he was. He's not what nobody thought he was. He's a brother who's coming out of Louisiana in our generation, and ain't nobody knew about God and like we thought we did, and it's become clear. So that's what I'm a witness to, and that's what I'm here to support his mission, support what he's doing. So there's a lot of facts that this brother has put out that's it's just a shame people is running from it right now. Because with the information that's being put out, you have to be tucking tail and running. If you're not trying to, be humble so that you can be supportive. Be humble so that you can be supportive. Like, you're trying to run. If you're not trying to find some way to be righteous, you're gonna run from the information. It's gonna make you feel uneasy or something. Cause that's and I only know that because all the witnesses of the truth that's happening now, all the witnesses of the truth that's happening now, like it's the truth that's come out. All the witnesses, you tell somebody, they get mad, they want to run away, they you tell the leaders, the teachers, we ready to unite. It's out exactly what they did in detail. Now, you tell the teachers and exactly what they did in detail. Now, you tell the teachers and leaders this, they don't want to order so that we can move forward. They want to keep their riches that they've been accumulating. This conversation gets a lot of backlash, but really it is for our nation building and our uniting and coming together and solving our issues. And that's exactly what it was going to look like, of course. Shouldn't expect nothing different than us arguing and acting a fool and all that when it's time for us to come together and restore. So it would only be a few, and that's what we've seen, is that it's only a few who are gonna stand together right now. You know, so this is a calling for those people. It's a invitation to the family, because this is, you know, it's our time to it's our time to build heaven and earth. That's what it is. It's our time, and people don't know it. People are asleep to that. They're dead to that. Roll call to gather the people, with the ability that we have right now. But yeah, that was my little spiel. I meant to go on these books. Let me see. Acts 24:14. All right, I'm gonna go to Acts, y'all. I'm gonna go to Acts, and you know, feel free to come up if you do have any questions. I'm gonna just kind of go through these scriptures. You know, help the people think about this call to unity, and about how what they've been teaching out this Bible don't make no sense. Everything that the other people have been teaching about this Bible and about prophecy and about Jesus and Yeshua, and it doesn't make any sense. The history story doesn't make any sense. And that's something big that's coming out right now. Cast out the bag. It don't make no sense no more. So that's something that is going to be thoroughly understood very soon one day, reading this Bible, that Jesus never came 2,000 years ago in the history story. Never came 2,000 years ago in the history story. That's something that is going to be thoroughly understood very soon across all the nations. And that it was always about our generation. Okay, so Acts 10:25. That would be Christ on earth now. That would be all these things that it was written about. You know, it wasn't just a war, and it wasn't just carnage. It was also restoration, you know. So Acts 10:25 says it's Acts 24:14. Acts 24:14. It says, "But this I admit to you, according to the way, which they call a sect." That's a cult. "According to the way that they call a cult, I worship the God of our ancestors, believing everything laid down according to the law or written in the prophets. I have a hope in God, a hope that they themselves also accept, that there will be a resurrection of the righteous and the unrighteous." And that's what you see happening right now. If you've been hanging around, or you have, if you've been hanging around and you have eyes, you've seen that people are waking up, you know, to either believe that he's Christ, or they can't have the same conversations that they was having, but he's not allowed to be Christ. But I gotta up my game now that he's saying he's Christ, but he's not allowed to be Christ. So it's a awakening. You know, it's like, you know, facts are coming out. You can't keep playing the same games in everybody's face no more. Type of time right now. No, so eventually everyone is gonna be on that same ground. What's going on, Brother Clinton? Peace and blessings. 14.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on, Brother Clint? Grand Rising.
Man, I see all the changes. I see them. I don't know how nobody can't see them, but I see them. I know God's on the earth. I know Christ's on the earth. Things gonna change. I already done told people that. You got these pastors still spewing out the lies. They still doing it, but they playing in God's plan. They in God's movie. This a movie script. Everybody in it. Everybody not selected to understand it. God picked certain ones, but He gonna use us to get people to understand. But if they still don't understand it, it wasn't meant for them. That's all. It's okay, but it's still gonna happen whether they join or not, because it's God's plan. God is here. He told y'all He was coming as a man. He here. If you see the man, you see God. God is that man. He is. And He got the truth. You think God gonna give you the truth before He send the man? The book is a prophecy of what's gonna happen in the last day. And the last day is now. 2016 all the way to now is the last days. It ain't the Sabbath day. The Sabbath is what He say out of His mouth when He show up. And you got to listen to him. You say you love the Father, but you hate the Son. How? You got to love them both. Because God's a spirit. And He got a human son. He got a fleshly son. He created us to use us in His image. But Christ was created, the only man that was created in His image. We're in the image of Christ when we join up to the vine. Otherwise, we just ordinary person. And everybody say, well, my blood, man, forget that bloodline. The bloodline is Christ. If you hooked up to Him, then you hooked up to the bloodline. Because everything got to go through Him. Otherwise, it ain't going to happen. All the nations know who He is. Y'all saying, yeah, they don't know. They don't know. They stole the information. But it was a point in time that they won't have to give it up. Come on, y'all. It's simple. I hate I got in the book. I hate. Well, I'm finding out it's a lie. They read God's mail and rearranged it and made adjustments and all that and messed up the whole game plan. And now everybody lost. Then they say at the end they lied. What you gonna do about it? That's basically what they said. We in charge and we ain't giving it up. But oh, when God show up, everything gonna get in line. That's why ain't gonna be no weapons. We don't need all that. We beast. We wild. That's it. We wild. We think we know more than God, but we don't. We know nothing. We know nothing. Come on, y'all, wake up. Join, because this gonna happen whether you join it or not. You see it happening right in front of your face. Africa has woke up. They done woke up. They got a leader. They taking their stuff back. Like the book say we would. They ain't go in detail, but tell you we gonna wake up. But God was gonna use one man to wake us up. We ain't wake up on our own. Don't tell that lie. Because we were just as lost as we could be. We ain't lost no more because you love the Son, you love the Father. If you see the Son, you see the Father. That's what the book says. Y'all read it, but you still ain't got it. You think you know. You don't know more than God. God know way more than you. He see the end from the beginning from the end. So who am I listening to? I'm listening to y'all and I ain't got nowhere. But I'm listening to him and everything. I'm flourishing. I'm prospering. Because I got the truth. I know. I don't wonder. I don't guess. I hope. I'm a part of the crew. Y'all see me all over social media. Plus, God raised me up. God lifted me up. God has exalted me. I ain't exalt myself. All that from accepting the truth? Yeah. He say you do it. He telling you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Whether y'all agree with it or not, it's still the truth. You've been lied to, what I call religious trauma. They gave us religious trauma and then backed it up with movies to make the trauma worse. That's what they did. Religious trauma, church hurt, religious trauma. Call it what you want, but that's what it is. Now Christ come to get us out the religious trauma and give you the truth. Now, if you want to hold on to the religious trauma, you hold on to it. That's what you do. Do what you do. If it worked for you, hold on to it. But it ain't working for me. So I'm turning it loose. And I'm hooking up to the Christ. And no, we not in a cult. Because the cult is got false pretense to draw you. But it ain't the truth. Deception is religious trauma because it's temporary. It ain't the truth. It's temporary. But now you got the truth, which is everlasting, forever. Once you get it, nobody can take it away from you. I don't care if a man come up to you and tell you, you don't know. You don't know. Because you're not hooked to the vine. That's why you don't know. But I know. I once was like you. I didn't know. I had to go through the lie to get the truth. I woke up. Because when Christ showed up, he woke me up because I listened to him.
Grand
What's up,
Rising.
Aaliyah? Yes, sir. I'm glad to be a part of this crew. I remember how we first started out. I met each and every last one of you when it was your appointed time to come in. God got an appointed time, y'all. He doing it. He keeping his promise. You made promises, you done broke every last one of them. Cause you said when the sun was gonna show up, they got this song on. We ready for God. No hell, y'all ain't ready for God. Cause yeah, it's all for show, y'all. It ain't for show for us. It's all for show, y'all. It ain't for show for us. We walk with him. We talk to him. Matter of fact, I listened to him a few hours ago. Always listening. Fired up, as Obama say, fired up and ready to go. That's my new motto. Fired up and ready to go. Negoose Angels, we fired up and we ready to go. That's my new motto for 2025. We fired up and ready to go. But where we going? Ethiopia. Instead of our Negoose kingdom. Matter of fact, it's all set up. But we got to come together. We got to unite. And we're going to say it over and over until God say, okay, let's go. The greatest exodus that ever was is getting ready to happen. Stick around. You'll see. You can go ahead. I'm through.
I was just gonna say, yeah, a lot of people they lack the courage when it comes to this. Like, it's courage to consider what we say. It's courage to consider what we say. The Jesus that the world believes in is a lie, and the religions that you believe in is a lie, and the religions that you believe in is a lie. It takes great courage to consider that and open your mind, and then also it takes courage because you're worried about, you know, because so people don't, because they haven't opened their mind, they don't know that this is really all prophetic anyway. Like when you talk about a no lose situation, what we're looking at right now is a no lose situation. Like it's literally it's literally a no lose situation. But people don't stand like that because they're not, they haven't dared to consider it. Um, stand like that because they're not, they haven't dared to consider it.
See, when you hook to the vine, you can get it, but you gotta listen. And when you listen, you'll hear a lot. But if you come to God and you're gonna come as a child, you come already knowing what man done told you. Well, then you're gonna be lost. We already lost, so we need somebody to help us out. We need somebody to tell us the truth because we ain't never had the truth. They lied to you. They told us the truth because we ain't never had the truth. They lied to you. They told you, but you don't have the truth. You never had it. How you gonna have the truth before Christ? The one that God, the one that God selected, the one that God chose. And no way you were gonna have the truth before God, for God's Son, person that we could relate to. He's the same as you, and you treating him like a stepchild. You treating him like he don't exist. He don't know. He wear the same thing I do. He do the same thing I do. God brought him from darkness to light. He brought. That's why he's where he is. He chose him. Out of all the men on the earth, he chose him, and y'all don't like it. But y'all can't do nothing about it, because either way, you gonna come. But where you gonna be at? That's what y'all need to be thinking about. Am I gonna be at the bottom like I am now? Or am I gonna be at the bottom in the new kingdom? That's it. We won't. Because we were to the vine. We went through the fire. Y'all don't want to go through the fire. We going through it. Y'all talk about us daily. They got videos of me making fun of me, talking about me. But you know what? I got the truth and they don't. That makes a difference. I know and they don't know. I was willing to listen, but they not. That's it. That's the whole setup. God gonna give you the answers to all your questions. But you got to go to the vine to listen to it. You got to go to the mouth to hear what he got to say. He got the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. God done gave him the whole game plan. And he giving it to his 144, and the 144 giving it to the world. That's how it operates. That's the order. That's the Melchizedek order. God, Christ, man, woman, church.
And y'all ain't heard of nobody who really is like going against the enemy, like the Roman Catholic Church or like the British or some one of the giants. Like you don't see nobody going after them and putting the plan on the table so people can take part in it. So this is something where is so far from hiding our hands. Is is so far from hiding our hands. Inform yourself, like please, like make what inform yourself, like please, like make what's the the plan. The enemy can't do nothing about the plan. If only our brothers and sisters understood, you could have so much peace for where the world is on its way to if they would just consider, you know. Because work is being put in on the back end. Like this is real. It's a real stuff. We just gotta let people know about the work that's being done so that the rest of the work can be done. And that's like it says, it'll be a certain amount of people who's marked, and then the world will change. That new day will come. That everybody prophesied about. That new day will come. But it just had to be a certain amount of people who will be marked or united with us right now.
I would thought I would be more. I've always heard about 144,000. What will I have to do? What will I have to say? How will I have to act? God told me, don't worry about it. I got you. I got this. You just stay in the lie. I'm gonna draw you out of the lie, cause I'm gonna send my son. He gonna be created. How y'all think the son was gonna come? He told y'all he was gonna be born of a woman in a few days and full of trouble. Y'all ain't get that. I got it. Cause he here. He just like me and you. But when God put his spirit in him, he ain't no longer that person. Yah mean God, Jew mean Judah, and Judah mean the tribe that God chose. That's basically how I can put it. But y'all know what his name is? Word of God. And the Word of God is doing the will of God. And the will is what y'all read every day. What the pastors read. They're reading the will. They're reading the prophecy of what your forefathers didn't do and how they failed. That's what y'all read. And then we're going to come behind, and God is going to give you what's going to happen after it's been transformed. Because the world's going to be transformed. It's already being transformed now. Look at all these storms still coming through. God telling y'all, wake up. You're shaking the earth up. Y'all sleep. Wake up. You see a storm every now and then. Now they numerous earthquakes. You got a volcano under the water. Y'all didn't think about that. Y'all talking about everything but that. I heard it, but I ain't afraid of it. Because God here and Christ here. He trying to wake y'all up. He letting y'all know, I got you. But you got to listen to me. I got this. I sent you the Son to tell you what you need to know. It started with the house of God. And you know why it started with the house of God? Because they lying on God. They don't know nothing about God. They lying on him. Because they don't know. They don't understand. They read God's mail, as I always like to say, and made adjustments. How you going to adjust God's word? The will. The will of God. You can't. He already know what his will is. He already gonna appoint someone to do the will. And he already to do the will. And he also give. They told you it's the word of God. No. The word of God will come out of his mouth. The word. What he say. The Sabbath is when he show up. It ain't no Friday, Saturday, nor Sunday. Those are man ideas. Man thoughts. But man don't know. And preaching right now lies about God. But they don't know forget to ask you for your money. Don't forget that. That's the whole setup, y'all. It's a setup. And you in it. And what they say with that song, you been chopped. And you know what? I ain't gonna say it. But they got you good. You been had. Cause you believe the lie before you believe the truth. And believe me, you got LIE in it. Those spell words. I believe, but help my unbelief. You double talk. That means you don't know. You ain't sure. Because we got God in Christ here. So we know and we sure. And we can go to him. If we don't know something, we can go to him. And he'll tell us. He'll tell us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I want to bring out the scripture. It says peace. Yeah, well, I want to bring out the scripture. Just let the people really say, you know what's going on right now. It's John 5:25. It says, "Very truly, I tell you that the hour is now here when the dead will hear his voice, the Son of God, and they will live. Just as the Father has life in himself, so has he granted the Son also to have life in himself." So this is a man who was dead, who now the Father is saying have life. But the hour is coming, so it's happening now. And people are hearing his voice. So the Father has just for as the Father has life in himself, so he has granted the Son to also have life in himself. He's given authority to execute judgment because he is the Son of Man. So this is a real person who's walking among you right now who has the authority to execute the judgment. Because when you talk to the pastors, they say, "Oh, I can't judge, but I'm gonna teach you." You know, they say, you ask people, "Are you worthy to judge?" And they're always gonna say, "No, I'm not the judge. I'm not the judge. Christ is the judge." You know, so that means that everybody should shut up until he actually shows up. He's the judge. But everybody's got it
Yeah,
backwards.
ask them
They've got this
why they
mentality of, "Oh, I got."
ask them why they sitting in his seat then if they can't judge. Ask them that. They're being used. They
Right.
don't realize it, all of them. Because God going to sit you down and show you that you don't know. When he's risen up, you're going to be set down. And you're going to know that I was the real God. That was the real Christ. I ain't know. I call it religious trauma, y'all. Because that's what we all have been going through. Religious trauma. That's deception and all of it. Religious trauma. You read God's mail and you think you know. You think you're going to get the truth before he give it to the son? Oh, it don't work like that. That's all out of order. He going to give it to the son and the son going to give it to you. Son got to spend time with God. And then God going to give it to him. He didn't give it all to him at one time. It took us 7 years to get where we at. Because of y'all. Y'all were hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious, wouldn't listen. He ain't the Christ, he a man. I don't follow no man. You follow a man every day because you go get checked. Go get a security card, social security card, birth certificate. Go get a security card, social security card, birth certificate. Come on now. But this man is going to stand up out of all the men on the earth. He going to stand up because he got God's spirit. You see him, you see God. But y'all don't see God. Y'all see a man. You got to look beyond that man, past that man. And look at what he doing. Man ain't doing that. God doing that through that man. Look at Africa. God is doing it through that man. But he's still the boss. This man is the boss. But we got other bosses too. But he's the head boss. Christ is the head boss. But things happen in stages. Y'all wanted to happen overnight. No, that lie didn't happen overnight. Took some time for that lie. What, 90 years? Approximately. Tetros was king, Lord. Tetros was king, Lord, at that war. They don't talk about that. They hear that, slid that under the rug. But now we know. Get rid of the king and his subjects, and everything will fall. They did just that. The British Royal, crafty counsel, lies. Then they put together how they were going to separate us after they did. Took away all our trades and gave us what they wanted us to have. Oh, I know. I checked into it. I know. Now God come to get us out of it. And they give us what's rightfully ours. If you ain't hooked to the vine, you get some of it. You ain't gonna get what we gonna get. Y'all don't get it, man. Y'all do not get it. Well, I just want to be in. You just want to be there. You don't want to reap the benefits. We gonna reap the benefits. We done been in the life for a long time, tired of it. Time to know the truth. But it wasn't gonna be time until God said it was time. Now God's saying it's time to know the truth. Now you reject it after he give it to you. He can't make you take it. He can't make you accept it. But he gonna tell you though. So you won't have no excuse. When Christ is risen up, the whole world gonna know. That's why they mourning now. They say they ain't mourning, but they are. Because they know change is coming. Matter of fact, change already here. Look at Africa. 10 years ago, they weren't where they at now. But see, God got a point in time where he was going to make all that happen.
Yeah, a lot of people.
He was going to wake everybody up.
A lot of people. They got that pillow in the. They got that pillow in the prison. This because it's good enough. They think like it's like this is good enough for so many people that they're not going to listen for solutions. They're not even listening for a future. They're not thinking about it. So you tell people, and it's nobody wants to hear it. Like nobody's ready for that.
But God going to settle them down and he going to make them listen. He going to influence them. Because you're in a no-win situation. When I found out I'm in a no-win situation, that I've been lied to, and this is Christ, and he got the playbook, you think I ain't going to listen to him? I'm tired of the lie. I ain't got nowhere with it. Talk to the pastors, and they can't tell you no more than what I already know. Why the heck you going to go to seminary for 4 years, and you don't know no more than I do? All you know is what they told you about God. But do they really know? No, they don't know, because I didn't know. So how they going to know more than me? They don't know no more than I know. And yet God's here, and they going to tell him, oh, you ain't God. You don't know. That's religious trauma, y'all. They gave it to you by giving you a lie. And then you come along and find out it's a lie, and you don't want to turn it loose. That's religious trauma. That's religious trauma. Because I got the truth. I accepted it. But you got to spend time with the vine. You got to spend time with the voice. You got to listen to all he got to say. You got to spend time, 7 years exact, and still listening. Ain't gave up. I got hope. I got joy. I got peace. I got true love for my brothers and sisters. Because I want them to have what I have. I want them to know what I know. But I can't make them know it. I can't make them accept it. But God can. He can drag you. He can take you by the hand and pull you. He pulling you out the trap right now. You've been lied to. You've been talked about. You scared you're going to be talked about because you accept the truth? We hooked the YahJew. That's right. Because he got the truth. We ain't just only hooked to him. We hooked to God. Because God gave us the truth through YahJew. God's a spirit. And YahJew is the highest God man. He's a God man that's chosen by God. He could have chosen anyone else, but he chose him. And he fit the prophecy. But Theodore the Third, Tetros the Third, gonna fulfill the prophecy. Stick around, you'll see. Matter of fact, it's almost complete. We just need everybody to come together. That's all we need. I'm waiting on the very last one to come in. When God says time, it's time. But until he says time, we're going to keep putting it out there. We're going to keep telling you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because it is the truth. Christ is the truth. He holds the truth. And he wants to give it to you. He wants you to listen to him. What he got to say. I was at the festival yesterday listening and conversing. I wasn't actually there, but on my tablet I was there. Same thing. And Monday, I'll be there again, listening. This is our time, y'all. We doing the will of God. And we listening to the word of God. Christ is the word of God, doing the will. And this is the point in time that the will is being fulfilled. But it had to be set up first. God had to choose his vessel he was going to use. He chose YahJew. Like I told y'all, Yah mean God, Jew mean jury, God's jury, which is us, and Judah is the tribe he chose to put his spirit in. Because we all are Judites. Now, I learned all that by being around YahJew. Been with him for 7 years plus. So I know. Now I'm all over social media with the truth. Even though I get people tell me, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. It's all right. We will see.
It's funny because I thought about you the other day, and to see you on here today, it's good to see you.
I'm glad to be here. I know where I belong. I had a few problems, but I worked them out.
But you're right. I don't think nobody really want to be held accountable or want to see the real that's going on. We shouldn't have to wait
But the
till
people
everything hit the fan, though.
that's steady talking against him, they're gonna be held accountable. Because when he's really talking against him, they're gonna be held accountable. Because when he's real, she got a big campaign going on. But
It's
if
a
you
lot of
take her mic
campaigning.
away,
It's a lot of campaigning going on, but they still are not coming with solutions. It's been all talk, and it's been all talk against what's for the people. I think that's backwards.
that's why I say they ain't a no-win situation. They gonna come, but where you gonna be at? You gonna be at the bottom or in the middle or the top? You gonna be with Christ or against Christ? You gonna be on the left or you gonna be on the right? It's only one way or the other. And we are with him. We're on the right. And we winning. And y'all losing. And y'all losing. Either one
You
way
can
or the
tell
other.
who's who
You on
because
God's side or you against God.
yeah, and you can tell who's who because these people still trying to figure it out, and we trying to figure out more ways to say the same thing. So you know who has food on the table and who's hungry, who has a solution and who's in the bucket. Like, this stuff is not going to change for nobody.
Well, I ate all the information. I ate so much, I'm still eating. Because there's still so much we don't know. It's still so much he can tell us. And I'm making sure I get all of it. So when I sit up before you, I know what I'm talking about. I got confidence. That's why I tell people I ain't worried about nothing going on there. God provides for me. God takes care of me. So I don't worry about nothing. He comes first. This movement comes first. Everything else is secondary.
No, people can't push past their own perceptions. So they think that what they think come first.
That's where they're in trouble. Because God don't care what you think. He said and moving. Look at Africa. There's your example right there. Africa at the forefront now. Because God is here and Christ is here. God has chose Christ and put Christ at the forefront to make Africa the forefront. And it wasn't really called. We know what time it is. And we winning. We ain't saying everybody got to come to Africa. Before it's all over with, you coming. Because you going to like what we got set up. you going to love it. Ain't no like. you going to love it. It's going to be peace on earth. We're going to have a government that's going to be run for the people and by the people. All America did was take from Africa. To create America, that's all. And still taking from Africa. When you think they're getting all their resources from us, so they're stealing it. But Christ gonna set up a kingdom that they can't steal from. They gonna be top gonna be on the bottom gonna be on the top. First gonna be last, last gonna be first. So if you first, you're gonna be last. And if you last and you hook to the vine, you're gonna be first. It's just that simple. And we're first. Because Christ said we are. And God said we are. And we stand out. That's why y'all fighting us. Because we stand out. We got the truth. And we gonna say it. And you gonna say it when you want. And you gonna say it when you want to hear. We're gonna say it going in. And we gonna say it coming out. But either way, we gonna say it. And my motto is fired up and ready to go. That's my motto. We fired up and ready to go. Negoose angels. Because we go into a Negoose kingdom. For us and by us. Melanated party.
Well, I don't know what's going on with you. I can't invite you. I cannot invite you. Oh, there you go. I'll invite you up, but you know, I see you as a person who sits around and gossips about us. That's what you seem to be trying to do. So you might as well just use our voices, make it happen.
You said that you were tired of doing this, that you're tired of lying to people.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that.
Okay, because someone that is was in the cult that you guys are in definitely, you know, said that you were tired, and you look tired. You look like you're tired of lying. You look like you're tired of coming up here and lying every single
So
day. With no,
is that your only question? This is that your only
huh?
question?
Yeah, yeah. You said
Is that
no.
your only question before you go? Okay. So, like I said, she's a person who I only know her to sit around in groups and gossip about us. Apparently, they had a
Cause they
show where
know.
they taught about the Jesus that they believe in, but and then you completely throw away your whole Jesus when we have Christ on earth and God on earth and the revolution. You want to follow us around and hate on us. You don't care about Jesus no more. It's just But like you just hit YahJew now. It's not about Jesus no more. That's your whole
To
thing, your whole
live, they
life.
playing their
Like
role. They playing their role to live. God using them to work against us. But you know what? They raising us up. They lifting us up. Because we got the truth. They don't. They can have it, but they don't want it. So they playing their role. Trinity Table came up, and they always like little puppies. They come around, and you know how you whine, and you feed them. Because you get tired of hearing them holler. You give them a little something.
and
And that's all
I
we
don't know who
doing. We giving
invited her
y'all a
back
little
up.
something.
Don't let her back up. I don't know why let me drop her now.
I don't hate none of y'all. Why do y'all think I
Okay.
hate you?
Well, why
Okay,
you
well
up
hold
here
up, hold
then?
up, hold up, hold up. Stop. Hold up, slow down, slow down. Slow down, slow down. I don't wanna go
Go back and forth
yeah,
with her.
'cause
I'm
she
just saying.
Maggie is one of them. She never um,
Sis, your connection.
she has an issue with
Yeah.
interrupting people. Yeah. Is that better?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I apologize for that. I was just saying, Maggie be having an attitude problem, so I just wanted to make sure I got my word out before she starts spiraling into an argument. Um, so I really forget what I was going to say anyway. Oh yeah. She came up here talking about ain't you tired of this? Like people don't understand. Like this is imagine somebody literally stole your whole identity and has colonized the world based off of stealing your identity. You can just sit still and just be cool with shit. You're not gonna like how are you supposed to sit still? Same thing with the people who get it now. Like they colonized the world off of stealing his identity. I'm supposed to not do nothing? Like y'all are drawing. Like that's just if you get it though. But they're so far from getting it that we look crazy, but this is just simple logic. Like, like this kingdom is never gonna not be ours. It's our kingdom. It's just somebody took it from you, and then you was waiting on Christ to judge the world. But this world always belonged to you. It's just your dominion always. It was just we had to wait for that order to come in, for that example to follow, for that leader to give us that strength. So we have that strategy. If we already knew how to do it, we would have already done it. It would have been done, but it's not. Because everyone is waiting for the order.
Forefathers, your ancestors put us in the predicament that we're in. They ain't follow God. So they gave you the lie that they ain't follow God and stole the information and put it in their words, what they think, how they feel about God, and they ain't even close. Take communion, and that's not literal, that's spiritual. Man do everything literal. And the pastors, God gotta appoint you. God gotta choose you. God gotta select you. You gotta go through the Son. Because you done turn everything over to him. He got the whole game plan. And y'all fighting the whole game plan, but you're gonna lose. Because it's already set up. It's already gonna happen. Y'all ain't gotta be for it. It's gonna happen anyway. It's happening now. You're in the last days. It's almost complete. We just trying to get everybody to come together that want to come together. But we can't make you come together. We can tell you. You done tried it your way. It ain't working. But if you want to hold on to it, it's like a ball and chain you drag around. Everywhere you go, that's religious trauma. And everybody's under religious trauma until they come to Christ and release that religious trauma and listen to him. Because he got all the answers about God. He's showing you. Y'all talk about him like a dog. And us. We in a cult. A cult ain't gonna give you the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. They always got some ulterior motive. And y'all talking about Jim Jones. Man, Jim Jones was garbage. Checked into him. He had religious trauma too. The whole world's been deceived with this religious trauma. It's a lie. That's religious trauma. When you find out that the lie ain't the truth, that's religious trauma. And then you don't know how to deal with the truth because you've been traumatized by the lie. And that's what they traumatized. They don't want to turn it loose. So they're traumatized. But I'm not. I wasn't traumatized by the lie. I've been in it. But if something ain't working, you gotta change. Otherwise, you're gonna do the same thing over and over. Like some people. You got pastors right now lying on God at this very moment. And they do it every Sunday. Now they do it every day. They lie on God every day. Yeah, they do. And they know him and do it. They done heard us. I know they have. They don't seen the movement. If they got in social media, I know they have. I'm surprised they ain't got no calls. I'm surprised they ain't got no emails. Long as I've been gone. But I know the truth. I ain't afraid to tell it either. Because I done been in a lot of good minute knowing that they lying. And go to them and tell them, I can get all the pastors of the world and put them all together and shut their mouth. Revelation 5, 1 through 5. I'll start there. Isaiah 29. I'll go there. Come on, y'all. Daniel 4. Come on. Ain't nothing to play with.
I want to read out of this Revelation 20 and 12 right quick. And I see you, D1, and I'm going to let you up after I do that. So Revelation 20 and 12, about what we're talking about, this mission, Revelation 20 and 12. And I saw the dead corpses. I saw corpses, great and small, standing before the throne. And the books were open. So that's what you have. You have dead people, people who sleep, people who ain't, they don't have the information. They're not awake. They don't see. They don't comprehend. You got people who's dead. And the dead people, great and small, are standing before the throne. So we're trying to tell you, that God has chosen his son, but people are dead. But they're still what? They're still standing before the throne. They're still watching the lives. They're still watching the videos. They're still debating him. They're still, trying to figure out what's going on. You still watching all the lives and trying to argue with what we're saying. And that's the dead people who are following Christ around. And the dead were judged according to their works. Why the hell would God be judging dead people according to their works? Like, that don't even make sense. Why would God be judging dead people according to their works? Unless it's the people who is like zombies. They're really like zombies in the mind because they don't have understanding. So what? Christ says, you don't have understanding. You're teaching people, but you don't have understanding. You're a zombie. So that I just brought that out to highlight what's going on right now with people who are following Christ now that he's in the flesh. He's actually shown up in our generation like it was actually written. And then you have people who are following him around and they mad about it because they did. But they're trying to understand. But but he's the one who is actually judging the dead. Because it's really time for us to come together in unity and in order. So you have to come with that judgment to be that leader that we need right now. So that is what's happening right now. And his website is YahJewJudah.com. YahJewJudah.com. I hope you can see that clear enough. Put in the comments too. But yeah, we're really just looking to unite the leaders, man. We've been calling out to the leaders. This is all about really just bringing back the order of God that comes straight from God and that conquers all the darkness in the world. We're uniting to bring that for the people. So that's what this is all about: building a government, judging the world. So it's all hands on deck. And that's what the website is for. But welcome in, D1.
Peace. I have a question. Is it possible that there were those before YahJew who had the Spirit of God to share truth with the people or prophet?
They ain't have no truth and they ain't have no Spirit of God until now. They ain't never have it. That's why you say the whole world been deceived. How they gonna have the Spirit of God before the Son that God choose?
Yes, sir. Well, we have to ask ourselves this question because there are books such as scriptures, holy scriptures, as a matter of fact, that were written, that were inspired to be written down by those before you and I. Because if it was not for those who were inspired to write down these scriptures, you wouldn't have a leg to stand on referencing the world we live in right now and the Christ coming. So I asked
But
that
you not
question.
a
Hold on, little bro. I
but
just want to finish what
you
I just
not a
want to finish
priest,
one thing
sir.
here, but I'm not Christ.
Those are for priests. You not a priest, so you
Yes, sir.
can't speak on the will of God.
I'm not
That's the
speaking on it.
will,
Yes,
Yeah,
sir,
but
brother.
you
and
want
what comes out of his mouth is the word. The
you
word is what come out of his mouth.
yeah, also you know that we do stand on the prophecy. We're not telling you that you didn't have prophets. We're telling you Christ comes in our generation. He don't come in the history story that the world believes in. He comes in our generation. That's why he comes. You have to wait on him to show up now.
Right. No, I'm not. Okay. What I asked was there those before who you all consider to be Christ, other people to come and bring forth God's Spirit to be inspired to write that which we call prophecy and that which the one you all call YahJew Judah is using or utilizing to point out that he is Christ. That's all I'm asking.
Well,
Because
yeah,
it's
that's what
prophecies.
we're.
It's
Yeah, that's
So you
prophecy.
what.
agree. So you agree that there were those that were inspired by God.
Yes, that's why I. We just answered your question, and you're asking it again now. Cause it's simple, God had people who seen the future, and then God had people who fulfill the prophecy. So we're the people who fulfill the prophecy, and yeah, God had people who seen the future.
Okay, so we know that this planet is like hundreds of millions of years old.
No, it's not that old.
Oh, how old is the planet, dear brother? I'm sorry,
Approximately maybe 3 to 6,000 years old at the most.
3 to 6. Wait, I'm sorry.
It's not that
Hold on.
old.
They found bones that are older than 3 to 6 thousand.
I wouldn't care what they found.
Okay, yes, sir,
I,
dear brother. I understand. Yes,
I
sir.
wouldn't care what they found.
So we're not gonna believe that
They
archaeologists have.
want to believe. They want you to believe their narrative.
So it's a
That's all they want.
narrative. It's a narrative that there are bones, or there are people that live beyond 6,000 years.
They don't know that.
What's your point? What's your point,
I'm,
They
D1?
can't prove that.
I was trying to make it, but brother cut me off
What's your
saying
point?
no such thing.
Which
My
point?
point is, I'm about to make it if it's okay. My point, or the point that I was getting at, is that all these years that God has had life on earth, we it doesn't make sense that his spirit of truth would just all of a sudden pop up now.
So you feel like the world isn't needing for God to send a redeemer right now?
Almost definitely. I truly agree that one is coming to fulfill what's been prophesied. All I'm saying is that before you and I even got here, there were those before us. And what life were they living?
So what's
Because according,
confusing you? So what's
I'm not
confusing
confused.
you is no. I just want to.
Oh,
So
go
what's
ahead.
confusing you now is you don't understand people in the past. So what do you want from people in the past that's gonna make you accept a redeemer now? Like, what exactly do you want the people in the past to give you so that you will unite with the Redeemer and Redemption Day and now?
Well, that's just it. I never said I was looking for people in the past to give me something. What I was asking or trying to relate is that before this world we're living in now, there were worlds way before this one. There were societies that fell victim to the same lies that we fall victim to today. And just like those days of old, there were those that came to bring forth God's truth to change the society. And every time, that's why, if I'm not mistaken, in the Bible, it depicts different societies and at different time frames that literally had what you would call prophets or messengers that came to teach the people to wake them up to the truth of God. And once these people
Well,
were awakened, allow me to finish there, brother, if it's okay. And once these people were awakened, there were those that came again to put them back to sleep, mentally, that is.
well, we're the offspring of those people.
Or
Have
what?
you ever thought of that? We're the
I
offspring of
know
those people.
the offspring
And
of people there, brother. That's why I said, that's why I posed the question. I mean, who else would we be the offspring of?
well, that's why we got the truth. That's why Christ is here. It was going to be the last day. God wasn't going to come until the end of this mess to straighten it out. He was
Okay.
going to he was going to let evil come to a fulfillment, and then he was going to show up. When
Oh, okay.
man think, when man think that he knew God, he knows God. That's what the day of Pentecost was. The day that accept the lie, and then when you accept it, then it's complete. Then God was going to show up
But you don't
and show the lie up for what it really is.
but you don't fully agree that there were certain things that took place back in time because you don't even believe those times existed, nor those people.
I wasn't there, but all I can go by is what I've been told.
Okay,
And
but when
then
I
those
said,
pictures, and then those pictures behind you is your evidence of the people that was during that time. You got those pictures on behind Talia? Well, no, she don't have them. But when
you
I
talk,
was on the other panel, where Christ found, he had
right,
the pictures behind him.
you talking about the
On
mon. What is it called? The what y'all call it? The what is that? Now,
they're our
question. I have a
ancestors.
question about them brothers. Are there any sisters in those pictures as
Yes,
well? I have a
there's
question about
one
these
that I
brothers.
know of.
I have a question about these brothers and sisters back there in that photo. Have any of them did for Ethiopia what YahJew Judah is saying he want to do?
No, no, D1. Like, this is what people don't understand about what YahJew is doing.
No, no, I'm asking.
YahJew Judah, to answer your question, D1, YahJew Judah is talking about saving the world. And I know that this sounds amazing to people, but people can't understand how the world is like a chess game and they don't know who the kings are. They don't know who the queens are. Y'all are like bottom of the barrel. We're on the bottom of the barrel. What YahJew has is the solution that was talked about in the prophecy in the Bible. It was talked about everlasting peace. It was talking about the house that would never be knocked down. So this is the everlasting solution. So you can't ever talk about no one ever did what YahJew was about to do. You can't never talk about no one ever did it.
Okay,
No
okay.
way.
Well, that's.
Like,
I guess you can say that because the question was, have any of them? What? Okay, so what were their missions?
well, they represented the throne of David that YahJew is restoring, but also you got to understand that I mean, it was look at the condition that we're in. We were fighting each other at war within our own house. That's why the kingdom fell back then. So, these people weren't doing all the way right, but they are our ancestors, and we don't know that. So we gotta
Are they the-
understand who they are and what they did to get us where we are.
So are they considered the ones, as Clinton stated, are the ones that put us in the condition we in now?
Yeah, correct.
So the people behind you are the ones that put us in the condition we're in today.
Yeah, these were because it's basically this was the King of Kings. This was the throne of David. This was like the highest kingdom on the earth. And what did the kings was fighting in house? The kings was fighting. God's kingdom was fighting, and it fell apart. And what was the prophecy? He was going to be scattered all over the world, and he was going to return home, and he was going to return home in majesty. He was going to return home with the king from out of captivity with the wonderful counsel. So that's what's happening right now. And they were, the old kings of the kingdom, and they did not do all the way right. We're the ones who do all the way right.
So you're saying that the people today, if they follow the example of what YahJew Judah is bringing, will be the ones that's doing correct and will restore that which Ethiopia hasn't had in a long time. Because if it's to be restored, that means it was at one time, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So that at one time Ethiopia was thriving, and it was, would it be considered the kingdom of God at
Yeah,
one
it
time?
was.
No, I'm saying the
It
kingdom of
was. It was.
Okay, so Ethiopia at one time was the kingdom of God, and it was an example of what heaven would be. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because it has to be manifested. But it got to start with the mind first. If you got the wrong information, then you living in hell. But if you get the right information, you can manifest heaven. Your heavenly thoughts, heavenly actions, and heavenly conversation.
Yeah, I agree with everything being starting with one's mindset. I truly agree with that. But by the same token, if I can't see that manifestation in those that's saying it just on a simple app, how am I to believe that it can be done in a country?
It's
If
already
that
set
makes sense.
up. It's already set up.
It's set
You
up.
just don't know it. It's all set up. Why you think Africa rising? They got a leader now. They ain't never had no leader.
Africa always had
That's
leaders.
that's no, not the one that they got now.
Well,
No.
Yeah,
like
they've
Ibrahim,
had leaders.
you talking about Ibrahim Troy, but like, yeah, what we really saying again, D1, you try to from what I can tell, you try to find holes in what we're doing, because you're in denial, like like Yaju and Kamani was saying to you, You're in the king of the queen of this new kingdom that's being built. You know, when you was on their live earlier, they told you that you were in denial, you know, about what's going on, and you know, and that's why people keep coming up and acting like, you know, we're not answering your questions about the solution. Like, you don't have to believe it. When have we ever told people everybody has to believe it? And then that's when it's gonna happen, when everyone believes it. Like, this is to gather the builders.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was reading the comments. But now here's the thing. The young lady and YahJew were saying, well, at one point, I was just posing questions to see how these things are gonna manifest, right? Because I know that strategically, mathematically, financially, socially, there are certain things that have to make sense. They have to add up. You have to have these things in play because you just can't go and say we're here.
Well,
And,
we have the paperwork.
and it takes
They've
time.
already turned they've already turned everything over to us. They're just waiting on us to come together. We can't come if we can't come together. They can't give us everything back.
So they've
We'll be
given
right back to square one.
they've given you paperwork to say here it's yours, but if we don't come
Well,
together,
we got to do it. But we got to do it their way
can somebody
because we're
else?
using their system against them to convict them of what they did. So we had to use their system to make them look bad. So quite naturally, when God shows up, everything gonna get in line. Even them that did us wrong, they gonna get in line.
Yes,
So
sir.
like I say, everything is complete. We just need to unite and come together.
Sister, could you,
When we are when God says that's it, you're gonna see the greatest exodus that ever was. Because everybody gonna leave America and go to Ethiopia. You stick
everybody
around, you'll see.
everybody in America can't fit in Ethiopia, dear brother.
Man,
You know,
Ethiopia is bigger than you think, sir. We'll swallow America.
you might
It's
want to
so
move
And
big.
around.
D1, don't be confused. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying everyone's gonna go to
He just
Ethiopia.
did.
Hold up, D1, don't be confused. You know,
I'm not.
I just don't want you to be confused by the way that we're speaking. Not everyone is going to Ethiopia. The headquarters of the King of Kings for the restoration of his dynasty is going to be in Ethiopia. That's what's
Okay.
in Ethiopia. The king is going to come out of Egypt and he's going to go to Ethiopia. That's prophecy.
Okay. So the king is gonna go to Ethiopia. I'm with you if that's what it is. But I'm just saying what brother was saying.
You didn't know
So
that? You didn't so you thought our Pan African movement was to get everybody to Ethiopia?
no, I was just he was making that statement. He made that
Well,
statement.
what I was saying, if you want to go, that would be the place to go. I'm not saying you got to go because whatever we got going on, gonna cover the whole world anyway. So you're in a no-win situation.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, hey, I didn't know that you all had those type of plans to actually pretty much govern the whole world.
That's God's plan.
Right. But but clearly you saying you all had. So you all had a blueprint for that.
Yeah, He gave Christ the blueprint.
Oh,
That's
that's
what the book is about. The
wow.
book is prophecy. The book is what they did, and what they didn't do, and how they fell. And then they also tell you in the new part of it, in the new edition, he tells you what's going to happen And who's going to play a part in it? But it's going to be Christ. But God got to create him. He's going to take one of us and create him. And he gonna be the one that's going to make the many. But you got to go to that one. If you don't go to the one, then you can't become many.
Okay, and that one is?
Christ.
Okay. You said he's going to create them. Or he's already created them.
He already has.
Oh, okay.
He walked in the earth. Plain as day, you were on his panel. That was Christ.
Yes, sir. Yeah, brother. And that's why I question, because when I talk with brother, just the conversation me, him, and the young lady had, that in and of itself, at one point I listened earlier on, but then when it started getting real, meaning that when you start talking about hundreds of thousands of people, waking them up and putting them on a straight path, and how long things like this can take, we're to just dismiss the fact that before this kingdom is established, we still have to dwell in the world that we live in now. But you
Yeah,
just
but
said,
it took you 90 years to get the lie. It took them 90 years to put this. They were living in caves. It took them 90 years. The Moors cleaned them up. The Moors made them take baths. The Moors told them what to do, showed them the path of how to get to where they wanted to go and do what they wanted to do. So it's
wait,
going to take
did you just say 90 years, dear brother?
approximately, I'm not exact, but approximately.
Oh, no, sir, dear brother. I understand, but no, sir. You all might want to see your stuff like that. That has to be corrected. We know that it took long. Come on now, bro. 90 years ago, that don't add up, dear brother.
I, I'm
Brother
just
Malcolm
saying,
X.
I'm not saying exact.
Dear brother Malcolm
I'm
X.
not saying,
Yes, sir. Dear brother
I'm
Malcolm.
not, uh,
Dear brother
I'm not
Malcolm.
saying exactly. I
Dear,
don't know. I'm just saying it took them a good minute to put this thing together because they got stolen information. Then you got the crafty council. Their job was to deceive the people, and they had to go through some time. They didn't do this in an overnight.
and that's why I said what I said. Why are you all sitting there knowing that, dear sister, knowing that this man is not speaking truth and
The
allowing?
man is speaking
What do
truth
you
because
say?
he got it straight from God.
You don't
He
hear
got it
Christ.
from God. God gave him the whole game plan. Why he not speaking the truth? He's not
That's
gonna get up and lie
what I'm
before the
talking about.
people.
I'm not talking about
D1, D1, D1. Are you establishing an organization that's greater than ours?
sister. I'm part of an organization that's actually doing more work than you all have done in.
Okay, so you are a
Not
part
for
of
the
the
whole
Nation of
world.
Islam.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you're hold up, thank you, D1. I just want to understand because you're saying that you're a part of the Nation of Islam
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
greater than us.
Yes, ma'am.
So Farrakhan is the prophesied Christ that's going to save the world.
I never said all that, dear sister. You asked,
So is
was
he or
I
is he
part of
not?
an organization that is doing more than you all are doing?
D1, is Farrakhan the king of your organization?
He's the leader.
Okay, so is he the prophesied Christ who's going to save the world?
No, ma'am.
So are you waiting on this Christ to save the world, heaven on earth?
I think we all are waiting because there are signs of the Christ's actual coming. Correct?
Okay,
Well, he's
so
already.
you're
No,
over
hold on,
here
hold on.
talking
Let's
about
talk.
hold up, because you're
Let's
over
talk.
here talking about you're over here talking about what you have a greater organization, but you're waiting for Christ. So you just got an organization to wait for Christ together in a room together and talk together and wait for Christ together. But
Are you
our
serious?
organization is Christ. But our organization is actually Christ who fulfills the prophecy of restoring the kingdom by actually building it himself. Y'all are doing y'all own works. Y'all are not doing God's work. If you're waiting for Christ.
So God's work is not to raise the people's mentality to do better.
You're not. You're waiting for Christ to do that.
Hold
It
on, wait
won't
a minute,
happen.
sister. So God's work is not to raise the mentality of the people to do and think on a better level.
You don't have the ability to do that. That's what
How
Christ
many?
does for the
Sister, it was
people.
done to me. It's been done to plenty of young brothers and sisters like yourself.
So what does it mean
Hold
when
on,
it
dear
says
sister.
that? What does
Hold
it
on, dear
mean when it
sister.
says that the Tower of Babel reached the heavens?
I don't. What do you mean the Tower of Babel reaching? What does? What do you talk? What do you mean?
It says that the Tower of
You
Babel
running your mouth
reached.
on something that you
Relax,
don't
dear
know
brother.
nothing
Let her
about.
talk.
It says in the scripture that the Tower of Babel reached the heavens. So Babylon, the whore, the idols, the lie, you believe you're in heaven, you believe you're saved. Of course, that's why you're preaching and lying to people because you think you're right.
Who said I was in heaven?
You said that you're already you already have the truth. You already got the enlightenment and you don't need, I mean, you said that you and your organization already has the greatness of God as y'all congregate together and y'all wait for Christ. So you
Wait,
say
of
that
course.
you already have what you also say Christ is going to give you.
Wait, where do you get all that from? When all I stated was is not God's work to raise the mentality of the people to do and act better and
Yeah,
live.
correct. That's not your work. That's God in Christ. When God in Christ manifests to save the day, that's not you. You
So
would be
you're
causing
telling. Hold on. Can I ask
confusion.
you a question?
You
Can I
would
ask
be
you a
causing
question?
confusion in the meantime.
Can I ask you a question, dear sister? If a young lady like yourself and a young lady next to you, and even the brother above me, let's say if you found a young lady like yourself that's not saying these things about you all. I'm not saying this about you all. I'm just saying when you find someone of your age, right? And that sister is out there bad, right? Like she bogus. She misled. She's been misled by this world, and you share a word of enlightenment, God's words, and this sister changed her ways. She stopped eating all the wrong food. She stopped hanging with all the wrong crowds. She stopped dressing like a streetwalker. She starts to go back to school and get a greater education than the one that she's had prior to. And she's living a, a fairly decent life. She's building business and she's actually being a better mother. And you're finding older brothers that health was just down in the dirt. They smoking and drinking and just, hey, they just falling
Yeah,
apart.
yeah, brother. Okay, so yeah, Q make your point.
No, I'm saying, if you change these people's lives, is that not God's work?
No, it's not God's work. God's work is the revolution and the King of Kings
What?
leading. Hey, don't be surprised. Thief in the night. God's work is the revolution and the King of Kings who leads it. That's God's work. That's when God is restoring us. Before
So she,
that, you had people who was, helping each other out, who was giving good good encouragement to each other and brotherly love and all that, but you did not have the revolution. You didn't have the full truth of the matter that's coming out now. You had just regular old goodness. You didn't have like the end of all ends, the new beginning. No, that's a whole.
Dear sister, did you literally just say you do know revolution only means change, right? So let's say if you, like I said, you take a young lady that's dropped out of school, for her to make up her mind and go back to school, that's change. If you take a young man who was on all types of, I don't know if you can say, you know what I'm talking about, all type of substances, right? He had substance abuse problems, and he changed his life for the better. That's revolution.
No, it's not. D1.
Look up the word
What we're talking about revolution is the fixing to the root of the problem. The root of the problem is the Roman Catholic Church, the British Empire, and their authority being the Godhead, the head of all the churches and all the religions on the earth behind closed doors. That's the problem. That's the root of the issue. We have the solution. Who is the King of Kings in the flesh? It's not. It don't have to convince people. This is something that a lot of people are. A lot of y'all are gonna fight with for no reason. But the solution we're talking about is you're not gonna have people doing that in the streets no more. It's gonna get rid of that. What we're talking about.
So what you're talking about. So taking down the Roman Catholic, so taking down the Roman Catholic Church, you think that's going to stop the madness that's taking place in the inner cities?
That's
Hell yeah.
inevitable. That's not a question. Like
How? Give me an example. Because the
because
Roman Catholic
the
Church,
Roman
listen,
Empire is the source of the issue. Like when you send your children and your grandchildren to school, it's not you and your community and the people who you love and respect and know who put together the textbook and the history story. It's the empire that you're under, that you live with, that you pay taxes to, who they don't even fuck with you. They use you like a slave. It's
so
those people for
so you,
the whole system. So we're going to the head of the system with our own head of God's system, of the heavenly system. We're coming on their front door and they already know that. They're waiting for us.
so you all have an educational plan to put in play, right? After
Hell
the
yeah.
Roman Catholic Church has been set down.
Brother,
They've been
we
caught
have
with
all the
their
plays
they've
that
been
we
caught
need.
with their hand in the cookie jar. They got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. So what you gonna do? You gonna say, "Oh, we ain't do that. We ain't know." Yeah, yes, you do know. You got caught. Now what you gonna do? You gonna give us everything back, but we gotta come together. So we sign the paperwork, then turn everything over to us. Now all we gotta do is come together. That's it.
Go ahead, sister. I'm listening.
I do want to see what Eddie is talking about. Because I don't recognize your name, Mr. Eddie Humphrey, and you're muted too. So you gotta unmute yourself. Um, and we can swim back to you, D1. But peace and blessings to you, Mr. Eddie. You have to unmute. Mr. Eddie Humphrey, you gotta unmute yourself. Okay.
Yeah. Uh, Now I do know when one speak revolution, I'm not saying that just changing one's diet and things of this nature is clearly the overall revolution. I'm not talking about that. When we hear the revolution will not be televised, we know that that's the changing of the guards. Like that's the changing of power. You follow me? So I'm fully aware of that. All I was stating was that when one changed their life, that's revolutionary too in one's own person or one's own life. The revolution that you're referencing is the changing of the guards, meaning that we take hold of this world and we put into play those things that's gonna help move the world further in a better direction.
That's
But
correct.
that's that. But
'Cause
that's why I was asking or sharing with the brother and sister when I asked them. Like that takes time, right? So in the process of that, we still have to do something now. We can't wait for what do you all call it? Him being put on some throne.
we
Uh,
already have. We
right. Well, I'm
already
saying,
have.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We
That's
already
not really
have.
what we're waiting for.
Everything in place.
You said
And D1, that's not what we're even waiting for. Like we're not waiting for nobody's go ahead for him to be the king. We're waiting for our brothers and sisters who are gonna be the new government.
right. That's the
They're already
process.
gonna recognize they're gonna recognize, yeah, he is the king. So they're gonna get in unity. We're waiting for those people because this is talking about the restoration of all of Africa. This is
Right. And that's gonna take.
responsibility. This is going to be the highest authority, so highest responsibility on the earth. This isn't for the people. A lot of people think this is for them. You know, they just assume this is for them, but this is for a very few people.
Wait. So you're saying that the kingdom is only for a few people?
I'm talking about the mission is for a few people.
So few
Mission,
meaning if you
the
were to, if
mission is to bring the kingdom down to earth for all people.
but okay. So when you say a few people, how many people are you referencing?
That's the 144, and we don't know how many people that is, but when it's that time when we got our whole crew, we'll know, and that's when the world is gonna know.
So 100. So okay. So once 144,000 have been established, then and only then this kingdom that you reference.
No, nobody knows the number. That's just
Okay.
that's just a metaphor, but we don't know the exact amount of people. But yeah,
Okay, so it's safe to say we don't know how many, but we do know it's going to take quite a few people to restore a whole planet back to a divine place, to make it a divine place. We
Well,
we know
God's
that,
gonna take a few. He's gonna take a few to do that.
right?
It
And
ain't gonna take many
it's
because
going to take some years to make this happen,
no.
brother. This may not even happen in your and my lifetime, or any of us on
Oh,
this.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in my lifetime, sir.
I say it may. I'm not saying it's
And
not. I don't know how long.
it may happen sooner than you think. Because
I
if you
mean,
keep
well,
playing
from
around,
well, when you look at your
you're gonna miss out. You're gonna
I don't,
see it.
I
You're
don't know
gonna miss
exactly.
out, but you're gonna see it.
Yes, sir, brother. I don't know where you live, uh, or what city, state, but when you look out into the world, and you can look at it through social media,
I
and you're
live
going
in
to tell
Florida, sir.
yourself that this thing is going to change within a few days.
It can change in a few months. It can change
Yes,
anytime. Why you think we putting our time in so we can come together? So people can know the truth. Because they got this religious trauma and they don't want to turn loose. Because they've been traumatized by the lie, like you.
have a new individual. I'll let you talk to the new individual on the panel. I don't know what Pop's talking about.
He traumatized too if he up there.
I haven't even spoken yet. Let him speak.
He ain't got to speak. I already know.
Yeah, that's not gonna gain you followers. But go ahead. Yeah.
Brother, we're trying to gather people who understand the truth, and the truth is going to gather them. It's not like us trying to sell ourselves to get y'all to like us. Like, we're telling the truth, and it's like, damn, these are the only people telling the truth. And that's what's gonna gather the revolution, that we're the only people telling the truth. We're the only
And that,
people.
you don't see where that's a problem at though, dear sister.
This is the solution. It's the truth that
No, no,
everyone is
no.
waiting for, that they don't have.
I hear what you're saying, but you don't see by saying you all are the only people on the planet that have a solution. Yet, people are not seeing these solutions manifest.
Yeah,
But
so
Well, there's
it's a lot of hearsay.
if they go to the website, they'll see.
and then yeah, ain't nothing
I
YahJewJudah.com.
don't see nothing happening on their web.
ain't
The
nothing
website.
ain't nothing hearsay.
Well, you just
It's
don't see it.
it ain't nothing hearsay. What's hearsay about what we've been doing? This isn't like, you can't just pull this out of thin air. You can't just pull witnesses all over the earth who are helping our brother Christ unseal the Bible to the people. So we can see about this revolution. I mean, about this prophecy for the freedom, like for the oneness of the mind for the world. Like, what do y'all be talking about? Like, it just it just don't be making no sense. Like, you can't fake this, pull this out of thin air.
Dear sister, you do know that there are others that have followers that are all around the world and proclaiming the same thing. So to say that you
No,
have a few people here and there, that's not that's not like unheard of. The
it
brother
is unheard of, because we reach out to them, but they don't exist. We
you
you
reached out
we
to
reach out. We reach out to the so-called leaders, the so-called, like, where the leaders who are supposed to be in these organizations that y'all are talking about, who are doing something for our people, to restore our people. Y'all are always talking about, oh, it's been done, it's already been happened, somebody already did it. So we reach out to the leaders in our communities, because it goes back to that one solution of, this is what is undeniable. This is what's put in front of us. This is what we have to work with, is the prophecy and the correction. So you got to get in line with this. And people absolutely will when they understand it.
no, they will when they see you see, I understand you saying understanding. A child learns just like you and I learn. Observation, right? You see things, so therefore you're like, oh, okay, I see that work. Okay, I see that work. I see that work. But if I'm not seeing no works, it's difficult for me to just agree to jump on board of something that I don't even see the manifestation of the works.
You see it. You just blocking it out. We
Okay,
telling
well,
you.
show it to me, dear brother.
We're not. We part of the 144. We
That was a
telling
brother.
you what
What's stamp?
we were under religious trauma. So we come out of the religious trauma because that's how we had to start out. My parents had me under this religious trauma. They were in it. So I come out of it through Christ.
You are aware that you all are considered a religion, right?
No, we're not a religion. We're spirit and truth. Christ is spirit.
Do you all have a
God is spirit. I mean, God is spirit. Christ is truth.
Are you all tax
with
exempt?
spirit and truth.
Are you all tax exempt?
We're not under that system. We don't care nothing about none of that.
Are you all tax
We're
exempt?
no, we're not under no tax exemption.
D1, we have our setup and our organization. You can go out the website, you can read it. You can read
And
about
it's
you
considered
can read about the lighthouse, the
right.
organization, the ministry that we have set up. You
Ministry.
can
You're considered a religion.
D1. You come up
Okay.
here and you listen every day, but you never looked at the website to read about the
I do.
ministry that we have.
It's called a ministry. You're considered under tax laws. You're considered a religion, or you wouldn't even
No,
be
we're
able to
not.
be exempt from. You would be able to
We're
get
not. We're
donations like
not a religion. We are
you're
not a
not.
religion.
I'm not saying you
No,
are. I'm saying the way they see you,
I
the
don't
way
care
they
how they
have
see
you
us.
all, the way they. Okay, well, at the end of the day, all you got to do is Google it. Like it's not rocket
We
science.
don't care how they
You just
see
said
us.
you're a ministry,
This
a
is
ministry.
our way. It's gonna be our way, and
Yeah.
they gonna come along. They've already have accepted what we got going on. You just don't know.
They who are they that accept it?
The government, the
So the
British
government of
Royal,
the United
the
States have
Crafty
accepted
Council,
what you got
the
going on.
Council of
Yet
Nicaea,
the government
all
has
of them.
not taken a back seat to
Yo,
what you have going on.
Edward is right. D1 is agent. There's no other reason for
Like,
this.
hey, now I'm an agent.
Um,
Yeah, you're right.
I think D1, you gotta debate us if you want to stay on stage. You gotta debate us formally.
I'm
Because
not. I'm not
we don't
interested.
want no more questions, D1. It's too much,
You said debating. Why debate
stuff
you?
that you come with. Because you be nitpicking and you're looking for something wrong, so you're trying to base your questions off of uh uh removing what we stand on. That's what you base your questions. So that's not why we're up here, is to listen to your doubts. We're up here to talk about what we got going on moving forward, what people don't even know about, what people don't understand, what people are in denial about.
You know why? Because once again, seeing is believing. If all you're doing is
D1,
telling,
D1, what's your debate? What's your standpoint? You want to defend Farrakhan today?
I don't. I mean, I can defend a leader with no problem. What do you mean?
So you want to debate?
Debate what? That's no debate. What's the debate? That the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is to black people what the Pope is to white folks?
We gonna
Is
win and you
Farrakhan
gonna lose.
Christ or is
Now, how
YahJew
about
Judah
that?
Christ?
We gonna win and you gonna lose. Now, how about that?
Is Farrakhan Christ
You
or is
do what
YahJew
you
Judah
do.
Christ?
You hold on to what you got. You do what you do. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it, dear brother. You said that hold on to what I have and we will see, right? But I'm seeing the works.
D1. Do you
Okay.
want to debate Farrakhan is Christ, YahJew is Christ, or do you want to debate something else? Like,
Oh,
what's
you
up?
know what? I'm glad you said that. Okay, let's debate this. Let's debate the fact that Yaju claims that he's bringing or brought something new, right? But everything he states are things that he's gotten from leaders before him. Now you want to debate that? Because I can clearly state half of them.
Well, really, I don't think that's a good debate
Okay.
because you have to think about it. Like, the truth isn't a respecter of persons, not
Oh,
even YahJew. Like, YahJew gives a testimony of what he sees because he sees the truth, just like we all see the truth. So he is given a testimony that came from God of what he sees, of what is the mission that is our mission. So he's the leader. So
can I
that's
ask
what
you a
we got going
question?
on. Like, it's not like It's
How
not
many
like
world leaders?
nobody ever said. It's not like nobody ever said nothing true before YahJew. Like it's nobody
Why? Why? But if
nobody
he's
unsealed
Christ,
the.
isn't Christ to bring a new teaching?
That's what I'm saying. He brings the
Usher in a new
unsealing.
world.
He brings the unsealing. It's like
Oh, Lord.
it's like taking the cage off of the people's minds. Like the truth has always been there. It's just it was a cage. It was a cage that was put there on purpose. So someone was sent to remove it on purpose by God.
Has YahJew Judah spoken to leaders in other countries?
Oh yeah.
Name one.
All of them. Everybody is on notice.
Wait a minute. He's spoken with other presidents of other countries.
Through mail.
Sister, I can do that. I can write a letter.
Okay, so do it. What's your point?
I'm just saying, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, you can go on YouTube right now and pull up the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan World Tour, and you will see him sitting down with heads of states.
He
So what's your
wasn't
debate?
chosen by God. He's
Hold on, dear
being
brother.
used
As a
by
matter,
God,
hold on,
but
dear
he
brother.
wasn't chosen by God.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
you
sir. Yes,
mad.
sir. Yes, sir,
You
dear brother.
mad because
I'm not. How am
we
I
got
mad, dear
Christ
brother?
and we got God. Yes, because you always got your happy butt up here and you always got something smart out of the way to say about what we doing and
It's true,
comparing
though.
what we
It's true.
doing with what
To my
you
defense.
doing. That's
To my
what you
defense.
doing, sir.
To my
And you
defense.
not gonna win. You
To my
not gonna win, sir. No kind of way, because we gonna win and we gonna drag you with us.
what
Now,
you
how about that? That's what.
to my defense. If you
We
ask,
gonna drag you with us, cause
yes,
you in
sir.
a no-win situation, sir. You cannot win, no matter how hard you try. No matter if you bring up Farrakhan or not, you
I'm not,
not gonna win.
brother. I'm not
It
trying,
doesn't matter.
brother. I'm
It
not trying.
doesn't matter.
Yes, sir, brother. But I'm not
You
trying.
act like it. You act like it. It doesn't matter.
Hey, Brother Clint,
It
let's
ain't
see
what.
if Brother Clint, let's see if he wants to debate or if you want to debate, because
I'm not
your
debating
line
the
of
point.
questioning
He don't
doesn't
want
work
to debate
for.
nobody. He just want to run his
I said
mouth.
no. I said I'm not going to
It's all right.
debate.
I'll debate him, brother. You said you're not
Okay, what do you
debating.
want? What do you want to debate me in, sister? I mean, if that's what you want to do.
No. Since you come up on the panel, what do you want to debate with the panel? You don't agree with us. What do you want to debate, bro?
Coach Jay, why don't you come up here? You do a lot of talking in that comment section, dear brother.
D1, don't address the comments.
Oh
Like,
no, no, I
you want
just
to debate.
hold on. Debate what? What is it y'all want to debate?
It seems like any answer to a question that's given is not good enough for you. Like my brother and sister said, you try to find holes in what we're saying when we giving it to you plain and simple, and you just gonna take it at face value.
You're not giving it to me plain. Okay, then, sister, do you have a
So what are you
job?
looking for, D1?
Hold
You looking
on,
for us
hold
to
on.
say it how you want it?
Sister, you don't have to raise your voice. It's okay. It's all right. There's no need to get upset. Do you
It's
have a
like
hold
I'm
on, dear
upset.
brother.
I'm not upset, but
it's like I say. We gonna drag you.
Why you want
You
to
in a
drag
no-win situation. We gonna drag you all the way there, and you
Why
gonna ask how you
you
got there.
doing, brother? Why you
We
Okay, so,
gonna drag you.
sister,
We gonna
how do you pronounce
influence you
how do you pronounce
that
your name?
you wrong and we right. We gonna influence you that
Yes,
you
sir.
wrong and we right. And
Sister, how you pronounce your name?
you gonna have to accept it, whether you like it or not.
Yes,
You in
sir.
the whole world.
Yes,
You in
sir.
the whole world. Because
Yes, sir.
this is God's plan. This God's profit. This God's business. And you all in God's business.
Yes, sir.
But you ain't got no solutions
Who said I
for the
didn't have?
whole world. Not for a few people. Not for an organization. But for the whole world. And we
and
have a solution for the whole world.
Yes, sir. Dear sister, how do you pronounce your name?
it's Haley.
Haley. Okay, Haley. Question. I mean, you don't have to answer if it's too personal, but uh, have you worked in a job where you've had managers?
Yes.
Okay, what's the duty of a manager?
Training. It's a lot of duties that goes under a management. They're managers.
Right. So when a person brings forth ideas and you don't see what they talking about, when you question their management skills,
But just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not going on.
I'm not saying no. That's the thing. Okay, you don't see it, right? And others, I'm not the only one that don't see it.
Speak for yourself only, though, D1.
No, okay. If we did a poll amongst the
Well,
people
D1,
of
D1, if
those
you
who are
were meant
part
to
of your
see it,
organization,
if you were meant to see it, you will see it. Maybe you're not meant to see it. Maybe you are in God's script, and your job is to push Minister Farrakhan and forget about YahJew because you don't accept them as being the Christ because you don't understand, you don't know, and we telling you plain as day. You were on this panel. You've been on this panel several times. You should know by now.
ooh,
You done been by the fire.
what
You
should
done
I
sat
know?
in the fire.
What should I know?
Everything that he told you.
He hasn't. He said a lot of things, but once again,
Yeah, and he told you the truth, but you didn't get it. You didn't
brother,
digest it.
talking about a
You
thing
didn't under,
about it is
You
two
didn't
different.
understand it. Oh, it's already happening. One thing about Christ, he gonna tell you something, and he ain't doing it.
Okay, to the sisters, to the women, if you have a man and he promised you 10 things, right? And he say, "Oh no, I'm gonna make it happen in 10 days." In 10 days, if you don't see those things he promised, is he lying to you?
D1, it's time for you to choose a debate topic.
Okay, debate topic. Let's debate on something real simple like education. You
That's
all
man-made.
are you
Quesneski
all
gonna debate on
bringing?
that.
Are you all your organization? Are you going to bring a new education for the people, like a school system, schools, and all these type of things?
No, no, no.
Oh
A
yeah.
debate, as in a debate, not as in you asking you your questions that you have,
Okay.
but no, a debate, as in y'all are lying, this is the truth, and this is the truth, and you give your point, and we give our point,
What
and
is
we go
that going
back
to
and
do?
forth.
But what is that going to do to build the minds of the people to build this kingdom? Debating. What is that going to do?
So they
It's
gonna
the
know
same
you
thing that
lying
your
and
questions is
we telling
doing.
the
It's the
truth.
same. It's the same thing that your questions is supposed to do. Is to bring awareness. This is a mission. We're saving the
Right.
world, big time. Like all that. Like literally everything. Everyone is waiting on you trying to minimize it with your questions.
I want my minimized.
Irritating. So you pick a debate. You want to do Farrakhan versus YahJew. You want to do
Okay.
whatever you want to do, but pick.
Okay. Let's do that then. If that's what you want to do, let's debate the minister
No,
work.
that's what you want to do.
No, sister just said it there, brother. So let's debate the minister.
But every time you come up, you mention Farrakhan. So which one you want? You got Jew or you want Farrakhan? Which one
Oh,
you want to follow? You want to
oh,
follow Yaju or you want to follow Farrakhan?
dear brother, I follow God, brother.
You don't
But
follow God because you ain't connected to God.
How come I'm not connected to God when God created me?
You're not connected to the
God
vine. The
created me in
vine
my
is here.
mother's womb, dear brother.
The
How am I
vine is
connected
the
to
vine.
God?
The vine is here, and you was on the
God
pound
created
talking to the
you.
vine.
God
You was
created
talking to the
you
vine.
and
Yes,
me
and
and those
yes,
sisters in our mother's
but
womb, dear brother.
I'm connected to the vine. I was
And we're
chosen by
connected
God
too.
because you aren't connected.
How come we're
You
not?
aren't
So you say your
connected.
sister is your sister connected to God?
Yes,
And your
yes,
sister to the left of you is connected to God?
yes.
But I'm not
These are my
connected.
sisters and my brothers. No,
Why am I not
you
connected to
not
God? Do you
because you're
sisters
not
agree?
like us. You're not
Hey,
like
Haley,
us.
Haley, do you agree that I'm not connected to God?
You're not willing to hearken to the one God chose.
I asked you a simple question.
I answered
Yes,
your question.
yes or no?
No.
Okay.
You're not willing to hearken to the one God chose.
So I'm not connected to God because I don't choose to listen to YahJew Judah, be in Christ.
You answered your own question.
No, I'm saying right. That's what you're saying, right? That's what you're
And
saying.
D1, God chose YahJew.
You do.
God gave him a name that no man knows, but he himself and those that he revealed it to. But he's the word of God. That's his name. He's the word of God, doing the will of God. And you want Farrakhan to be the word of God.
Huh?
And you want him to do the will of God. Because you always talking
He
about it.
he
He
is
ain't
doing the
done
will.
nothing. He
He
ain't
hasn't
doing
done.
nothing.
He hasn't done
He
nothing.
he
I'm gonna let. There's a new person
he.
on the panel, sister. You want to ask us a question? Cause Clinton is really like.
Nah, cause you know I know. I ain't backing down. I'm on my square. You got to knock me on my square, and you gonna have a fight.
Clinton, you wouldn't even know what a square was if it wasn't for the Nation of Islam.
I'm on the square. I knew Islam wasn't true.
What
Everything
square?
was taken from us.
Clinton, what is the square?
Everything, all of it,
Clinton,
all of it.
Clinton,
I
what
done been in all of it. I done been in Islam. I done been in all of it, and ain't
Clinton,
none
what is
of
the
it
square?
true because it's taken from God.
Wait, you said none of it is true because it's taking from
None
it.
of it. Because of the way that man put it, the way that man interpreted it, it's
Hey, where are some of
sealed.
y'all? So where are
All
some
of
of
it.
the people that ask
All
questions?
of it is sealed. It's
Where are the
sealed
men that actually
information. And
know?
that sealed information is coming out now. But you don't want to accept the sealed information. God sealed it for one person. But y'all
Where
read God's mail and got everybody thinking that they know God, and they
wait,
don't know God,
hold
never
on,
met
sister, I'm
God,
talking.
never saw God. So that's
All
what the
right.
deal is.
D1, we're finna debate, okay? So, we can just do scripture for scripture and
Hold on.
or point
I
for
don't debate
point.
God. I don't debate scriptures, sister. Not finna. I'm not. I don't do that. So you can talk to the brother. I'm not about to do that. Like I'm not finna play with God words with you people. That doesn't make
I
sense.
That
appreciate you
ain't
coming here,
God's
bro.
word. That's God's will. That's what y'all need to get. Quit saying that ain't the word of God. That's the will of God. What God gonna do? Y'all need to stop saying that's the word of God, the Bible. No. Scripture, script. Somebody had to come to do the script. And we were gonna play a part in the script. But we had to get the truth from the one that has the script that God gave him. He ain't asked for this. He'll tell you many times. He ain't asked for none of this. He had 3 jobs, 3 professions. He was doing well for himself. But God chose him. And he chose him from amongst us. He told you in the word he will pick one from amongst his brethren, He will put his words in his mouth, and he'll speak what I command him. And that's what he's doing. And it also said, too, that you will reject him.
Eddie Humphrey, welcome in, brother. Peace to you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. A minute ago when you called my name, I actually was asleep, and I heard you call my name. I'm like, what? So I guess I need to say what I need to say. My name is Eddie Humphrey. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. Now, I've been going to church since I was 12 years old, and I've been in and out, in and out. I was looking at this. Now, if I'm a newcomer trying to find God, looking for God, and I'm going through the Bible, I'm looking at all the organizations, even Farrakhan. Everybody got the same book, but nobody can get an understanding. Everybody want to argue. If I was walking into something like that, I wouldn't want to mess with it. So if we can't see that something is wrong with that very thing right there from the beginning, then something wrong with everybody. Now, I started looking at what's in front of us, but we don't have to believe anything. What do we know? Now, what I get, the tree of life, the true tree of life is when you have a child, and that child looks like you see features of your grandmother in that child, you see your relatives in that child, that is the tree of life. Nobody has control of that. Okay? That's God. So we need to start looking at what God really do. Everybody's saying what God doing, what God's saying, and I don't knock anybody from what they know from their studies. But from what we do know, we need to start looking at what we do know about God. We don't have to believe it. We know it. Let's don't forget that. See, we are overlooking it. They got us in our mind. And we thinking all in our mind, instead of looking what's right in front of us. God ain't never hid nothing from us. He ain't never tried to. It's right in front of you. Okay? So
Yeah, he did. He did hide some stuff from us.
well, in the book?
It was going to happen in the last, in the book. The book is about him.
Listen.
He
Before
come
we
in
get
the
that far,
volume of the book. That he has to do the script of the book. The book is a script. That's all it is. Your forefathers and your ancestors didn't follow God. They didn't follow the prophets. Now God sent the Son that he created, that he chose, that he selected
well, look.
to give the whole game plan to get us out this mess. All we want somebody to do is to tell us the truth. They stole our identity. They stole everything that belonged to us. So we getting it back through Christ.
Okay,
God
just the black people or the whole world? Because I'm looking at every race.
The whole world. But they picked on us. Because we're God's chosen.
Well, we chosen, we don't act like it. Because every other race, automatically, instinctively, every animal, every dog, they all stick together. Why? We don't. What is wrong with us? That's what we need to get to the root of that. That's about it. We know this.
Because we've been programmed not to.
Well, how do we get out of it? Because
by going to Christ and listening to him. Because he got all the house.
So everybody else who got unity in their race have went to God and got it? Or is that already instilled in them? Okay, that's where the problem is. We don't look at that as a people and see there's something wrong with us as a whole. It ain't got nothing to do with religion. It's more than us coming back together and seeing what's going on. Just look around. Everybody done stop looking. We're going to stop admitting the truth of what we see. I'm looking at it. We the only ones. Everybody's automatically, even all the way down to the animals. They kind of stick with they kind. They automatically got this in them. Why don't we have that? So I don't see that in a book. Now the Bible is great. The Bible is great. You get what I get about the whole sum of the Bible is morality. What father would not want you to have morals? We all are guilty of our sexual morals. Every last one of us. That connects the whole world right there. Now you want to speak to that, God judging the whole world on that aspect. We're all in trouble. And
Well,
everybody
brother,
knows it. Let's be real with ourselves. So for YahJew Judah, I've seen him. I respect him. I watch him all the time. He got a whole bunch of knowledge, which is really, really good. It's very attractive that someone have knowledge like that. To make a bold statement as he made, I don't know. I don't want to question nothing about God. I don't question if he got a word from God or if it was God. But I look at everything. I start to open my eyes up and look at everything. Like those colors he got on right there. There's a lot behind those colors when we get into all that. I'm not gonna, like I said, I don't want to go against him like that, but I just want to say, I've been going around telling every time I hear this kind of debate or this kind of conversation, I want everybody to realize the realness, the true real life is where people have been trying to take us out. Is on that aspect of us seeing our relatives and our kids, your own children. If you got children, you see yourself in them. That's the tree of life. That's your tree. We are the branches.
No,
We're the
that's
branch of
not the
that tree.
tree of life. Christ is the tree of life. Christ.
Yeah, he's the
Christ
root.
is the tree of
He's,
life.
he's the root.
No, he's the tree of life, and we got to go to him to get all our info, because we don't have any. We don't have none. We were made not to know.
Well, tell me, what do
So we
you have
know,
from him right now that you know about yourself?
because we know the truth. We know they
Um,
lied.
yeah, we got
We
a lot
know
of lies. We got
everything
a lot of
is.
people ain't doing. We can't. One man's sin might be greater than others or worse than others. We can't go by that. We can't go by that, brother. I'm trying to tell you now. We get caught up in the book. I ain't saying the scriptures are wrong. I've said they've been tampered with. I said there's some truth in every book. The enemy have took the information and really spread it out all the way across the board. It ain't in no one book. It's in everything. He made it really difficult. So you're gonna have to observe as you go and learn as you go. That's
But
what
we
you're gonna. That's all
already
you're gonna
know.
get. And keep
We
what you
are.
can
We
keep. What
are.
you can keep.
We
You can
already
read
know
it.
those, sir. I
Huh?
spent 7 years with Christ. I spent 7 years. So what I know is the 7 years worth of information. And I'm still getting information
What do you
from
what do you experience personally that you know that you don't have to question, that you don't have to believe?
it. That I know, I don't believe I know.
What do you
I'm
know?
beyond belief.
You know
I
what?
know that I know he the Christ. I know that he
How?
was the one that God chose.
How
I
you
know
know?
that. And I know he got the game plan.
How you know? You have to
Because
believe what he
things are
said.
changing right before my eyes. Things are changing right before my eyes. We
Certain
were in
decisions will cause
bondage.
change, yes.
We're
Certain
no
decisions will
longer in
cause change.
bondage, sir.
But I'm trying to say, look at the bigger picture of what's really going on. That's what's really happening. The real stuff. The real stuff is we are not united as a people. It ain't got nothing to do with. I'm trying to put this in a way, but I don't want to offend you.
Go on, say
It's
what
going to
you're
take.
gonna
It's going
say.
to. Huh?
Go on, say
It's,
what you're gonna say. It's gonna take some time. You're right,
yeah,
but
it's
it
going to
ain't
take.
gonna
It's
take as
going.
much time as you think.
It's going to take. It's going to take. God. It's going to take some interference with this because we way gone. We so far gone. And but that's the biggest problem we got right there. So for us to try to be say that we the chosen people, I know we are. We are. The whole world hates us. The whole world hates us. But what are we doing to combat that? Nothing. We going right along with it. We do. I think we are the salt of the earth. We are. Everybody want to be like us. Everybody want to copy. We running that, but look what we're doing with it. Why we got it. Look what we're doing. We got the ball in our hands, but look what we're doing with it. We need to set an example like that. We are the salt. Everybody want to be like us. Let's set it up and we do some good stuff and let them understand because we are stronger in some areas. I see it. Everybody see that. We don't got to guess that.
Well,
We don't have to
no,
believe that.
but everybody don't see it though. Like believing in
Oh,
it, it was like that's really what we're here for, is so that people believe in it. Cause nobody believes in it because we be fighting, but like us coming together is prophetic. But if people don't believe in it because they don't know that it's written.
when you say us coming together, prophetic, you talking about in Deuteronomy, the second Exodus. I understand that, but Is that gonna make everybody start getting along by then? And then we ain't doing it now. They're gonna make us start being united as a race when we see that.
Well, it's gonna unite the government that we have to build.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. Is that gonna still make us start acting like a people, like everybody else automatically have it in them? It's already in them. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to. They don't have to make them know. It's already automatically in them. I'm looking at stuff I
But
know.
once,
I'm looking at
but
what's
once the
going on.
Sodomite, once the
Huh?
Sodomite dynasty has been restored, everything goes back to how it was. We will
I
be able
understand.
to exercise our rights. We don't have
You
that
think we?
right because it was
You think
taken
we
away
ready
from
for
us.
it? You think we ready to handle
It
that
doesn't matter.
responsibility?
It doesn't matter if we ready. If we
Oh,
ready
yes, it
for
do.
it.
Because when you like the word we speaking now, I don't know who listening. I'm planting a seed in that person right now. I'm planting a seed in every last one of y'all. I hope it's good.
Peace and
You're not
blessings.
planting no seeds in us because
You
we
ain't
already
planting no
know.
seed in me either, brother. I just wanted to say one thing, brother.
Okay.
I've been listening. It seems like you've been doing a lot of double talking because you're you're all for the unity, and you notice that that's what we need, and then you go back to going against that. So I'm a little confused of what you really trying to say of the reason why you're up here, because it seems
Don't.
like you're just back and forth with it.
Well, I'm just trying to hit every area y'all in it real quick. 'Cause I don't have a lot of time. I'm just trying to hit every area. Now, first, the word of God, again, it's still going to connect when you listen to this. Still, as far as the word of God goes, um, you can people can lie on God. You see, when you get something in the Bible, when something sticks and catches you, then you know He's talking to you. So the whole thing about a Messiah coming and all of that, and coming out the sky and all that, no, He's not going to do that. God ain't never work like that. He's going
But
to send somebody directly to you, and
but
whenever He sends somebody, it's still going to take a lot of work to get people to do what they need to do to be able to be with Him, if that's what it is. Now, I don't mean to go back and
but
forth. I'm just
God
trying to touch every base I heard y'all talking on. Uh,
but God ain't talking to you, sir. He talking to his son. Y'all stole information and read his mail. That's why y'all confused. That's why y'all don't know. You reading something that don't concern you. You gotta get it
I'm
from the
basically
horse's
saying
mouth.
one thing. I'm just gonna
You
say, basically,
got
it's not in the book. There's nothing in the book. It's right in front of you. Okay, you can read the book all day. You can watch a movie all day and get ideas and get some knowledge. It's right in front of you. It's no book. We didn't come on earth with no book.
It's not in front of you, sir. If it was
Oh,
that
yes, it
cut and
is.
dry, we wouldn't be in the shape we in, sir. It's not. We are not. We don't know. We
We
need
ain't doing nothing
somebody
about
to
it, man.
lead and guide us. We don't know
Everybody.
because we've been lied to. We've been lied.
Okay, how long we
Everybody's
gonna keep saying?
lying.
How long we gonna keep saying we've been lied to and blaming somebody else when we sitting here? I'm sitting here telling you, our own actions. There's nobody to be blamed for it. We can't whip anybody lying. Nobody lying to us the way we treat our own people and the way we acting. Ain't nobody lying about that. It's real. It's happening.
We were programmed that way, sir. Esau and Jacob. We were
Program.
programmed that way.
What do you mean
Right.
program? Program? Oh no, I gotta hear this. Program like what? What do you mean? Who
With
can
the
program
lie.
you? Who can program
With
you?
the lie. They think that they're better than us. They think they're in front of
Ain't
us.
nobody better than
All it
ain't nobody better
was,
than nobody.
all it was an idea. That's all it was, and it made it stick. That's all it was. They kept saying it over and over, and they used force behind it. All that. Come on
Yeah,
now.
that was just thievery and
I
robbery,
get it.
man. They
I
came to
get
rob
it.
and steal. They still doing that now. That's greed. That's greed and envy and covenant. That's all that is right there. I mean,
But
that
it's coming to an end. It's coming
I
to
believe
an
that.
end. That's
I
why
believe that.
Christ here.
It can't keep
That's why
going. That's
Christ
right.
here.
It can't keep going. But I'm speaking on somebody saying that they the one that's gonna do it. It's gonna take more than one person to do this. This is big, and they're being born
Oh,
every day
listen.
into the same type of.
We're government, sir. It's not just only us. It's nationwide, international. We got people all over the world, sir, that's behind us. So
Oh no,
it's just that we got to come together. That's all. So we
it's so
gonna
many
say it
people.
over and over. We gotta tell them when they're going in and coming out. We gotta tell them when they want to hear and they don't want to hear. But they gonna hear it because you're in a
Yeah.
no-win situation. You got to do it. Whether you want to do it or not, God gonna make you do it.
Well, all I can tell y'all was I had to say what I had to say. I don't know who got it. Whoever listening to it, you gotta look at what's in front of you. It's right in your face. He ain't never had nothing. I ain't hid nothing from us.
It's not
You
right
gotta
in your
figure out
face,
nothing.
because if that
You gotta do nothing.
if
It's
it was
right
that
there.
cut, if it was that cut and dry, we wouldn't be in the
It
shit
is.
we in.
Is that he ain't? It's right there. All this other stuff got everybody all over the place and arguing, and it's right in front of you. It's right there in front of you.
Yeah, but
How
if
you
it
do
was right
that?
there in
It's in
front of
front
us,
of
we
you.
would have. If it was so clear, we would have fixed the problem already. But we don't have a
It ain't
solution
gonna.
yet. It's not clear.
It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen in no book.
That's why we're the ones with the movement. You know,
I
like
understand. You
it's
know how
not.
many movements it is? It's over 5,000 religions. Everybody got the same book and still can't come together and get understanding about the book. So if you can't see that, you know there's a
Brother,
problem out there. And back and take
brother,
another book.
I don't think you got a clear understanding of what we're doing and what YahJew is doing. I can
I've
see
seen
that.
him
I
plenty
can
of
hear that.
times, but he's not Christ.
Have you been in the website, brother?
Yes, plenty of times. I show him all the time. I watch him
But
and his
it
wife.
seems like you don't know because you're talking about religion. We're not a religion. Like you're saying things that are
He
not
said he's
true
Christ. He
about
said he's
us.
Christ.
And I
No,
said
I'm
you
speaking.
wait. Are you gonna
Okay.
let me say
Yes.
something? What I'm explaining to you is that you're stating a lot of false accusations about us. So it tells me that you or have not been listening or even paying attention or even went to the website and read or anything because you're just making up stuff out of your emotions. That's what it sounds like.
No, it's real. But listen, y'all, I can go to anybody's religions, everybody's website, and hear their doctrine and their studies and what they believe. When you believe anything, you don't know. If you got to believe it, you don't know it. That means you're hoping. So you got to look at what you know and go from there and keep walking in what you know. And then you get
What we
Exactly,
know.
exactly, brother. What we know is that Christ is walking on earth, okay, and he's here to judge the government, and he's here to take down the government and build the government of God. So yeah, we do know that.
and how did you get here? Did you get here the way the Bible said?
Not from the sky, not from the sky like you said.
Thank you. Okay, I'll take that.
He's
I
my
take
big brother. He's your big brother. He's all of our big brother. That's it. He's a brother that's walking among us, and God have chosen him to speak the truth. And what makes it the truth is a new song. No one knows. That's why everybody's against it, and that's why you cannot comprehend it.
No, there's plenty of people claim to be Christ. There's plenty of that. I mean, I'm not. You can't see where I'm coming from.
There's plenty of people coming on under his name. But what are they doing? Are they doing the will of God? Are you testing their spirits and seeing if they're actually doing the will of God? Do you even know what the will of God is, truly is?
Yeah, I feel say, what is the will of God? What's your definition? What do you see that make you think he's doing the will of God? That anybody else can?
He's taking down the deceiving lies. He's judging the
Somebody else
government.
can do that too.
He
Anybody.
don't have a church every Sunday for everybody to come to. He's doing something totally different that no man have done on earth yet.
What? Give me one that I
He's
can do.
judging the
That
government.
you can't do.
Who do you know that's calling himself Christ that is judging the government right now?
Well, half of them dead. But I tell you like this: anybody can go against the government and say this and that, and try to work hard against the government. That ain't. It's gonna take something bigger than that. I'm saying, as a people, we will not get anywhere until we do that. God's not gonna back it up.
Brother, you're
Everybody should know
telling
that.
us it's got to be bigger than that. You can't even handle this right here. You can't even handle what we're telling
I don't
you.
want to.
For you to even
You
claim
talking about?
something got to be bigger than what we're talking about. You can't even handle
Yeah.
this. Make that make sense,
Ain't
brother.
ain't no one person gonna be able to do nothing, baby. Ma'am, ain't no one person gonna be able to do anything. It's not going. It's not. That's not it.
That's why I know you don't see because the whole world is working on it. You don't even see that.
Oh yes,
The
I do.
world, everybody's playing a part, including you, brother, right now. You don't even
Oh
see
yeah.
that though.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
You don't see that because you
I said
wouldn't
we
say
all
that.
do. What happened? But I just like I said, I was
Brother,
sleep.
I would
I was
suggest you
sleeping.
listen a little bit more.
Yeah.
In the beginning, me understanding this information, I rather had listened, that's what I did to get a better understanding. I had a lot of questions as well, but I rather had listened so I can get a better understanding.
But
And I understand people come up here with great questions, but so much questions that they don't even have no room to listen. And it sounds like what you're doing right now. You've been talking a lot and a lot of misinformation, and then you have nothing to offer. To be honest, you're trying to shun down this
I gave it
movement,
to you. I gave it to you.
and
I
and
gave it
then
to you.
you have nothing to show for it or offer the people.
I'm not trying to be.
It's just been your opinion. I just want you to
No, this is
realize
real. It's not
something of
my
what's
opinion.
going on here.
What I'm
I'm not
saying is
trying to
real.
like attack you or anything, but I want you to realize you're just up here stating your feelings. That's all you've been doing, brother.
No, somewhat. But what I just told you about the tree of life is real. Look at it. It's not. It's probably what they call it, geno pool, whatever they want to call it, but it is real. You see your family in your kids.
Christ is the
You
tree
see
of life,
yourself.
brother. Christ is the tree of life.
He's the root. He's the root. He's the tree. We the branches of the
No, he
tree.
more than the root. He more than the root.
You can't grow a tree.
He's the
You
tree
can't
of
be a
life.
tree without a root. I'm
He's the
sorry,
tree of life.
but I'm gonna get off here. But like I said, man, I was asleep and you called my name, woke me up. I said, well, I'm just gonna say what I need to say, and whoever got it, whoever writing in the comments, if you got it, go from there. I did plant a seed in you. There's one of y'all, and you will start to see it. You will. I have planted a seed in you, ma'am, and you will start to see it. So, but as far as your organization goes, I have no.
Brother, check out the website, YahJew Judah.
Yeah,
I suggest
I
you
have no
go and
problem
read
with
the
that.
declarations. And I
I will.
suggest you go on the YouTube and listen to some of his audios and videos with an empty cup, meaning
It's
all
so
the
many.
information and things that
It's
you
so
know
many,
right now.
ma'am.
Try to put it to the side and just take a listen. Okay? That's what I suggest you do, brother.
I'm
Peace,
most
peace
definitely
and
gonna do that.
blessings to you, brother.
There's so many different. There's so many websites, YouTube videos, y'all. It is mind wrecking. I done studied everything. I done been all around this stuff. I'm 57 years old. I done studied all this stuff. Checked them all, every religion. And until I find out it was 5,000, I couldn't keep going. But the ones I did get, I hear a little bit of everything mixed in some. The Scientology thing is huge. The Scientology thing is the most dangerous one it is. Because these atheist scientists know God better than we do. Know how they know him?
Well,
Because they
brother, well,
studied.
brother, well, brother, you wait for the aliens or you wait for us. Like
Ain't no aliens. What you talking about?
the alien
I,
scientists.
no, scientists go around and study it and know what the elements are and what they do and making stuff. They know God better than us. Okay, they tell you they atheists,
Brother,
they know
brother,
God.
brother,
No, they
brother.
don't.
Wait
They
for
don't
those
know God.
people. Wait for those people, and we're gonna keep doing what we're doing with full faith in what we're doing.
I'm sure. Hey, I am not nothing against that. I'm just trying to get y'all to look at both sides of it. What's in front of you that you know,
No, we ain't looking
not
at.
that you
We
got to
already
read
know
and
both
believe. See,
sides.
but you get your information out of a book, and that's somebody's.
We already know.
That's somebody's feelings.
We
That's somebody's
already.
thought.
We already know both sides, sir. We
Yeah,
already know. You don't know, but we
Just look at
know.
more. Just look more at real and get out the book. It's right
No,
in
we
front of you.
don't have to look at nothing. No, no, we're
You
not
you so
doing it.
confrontational, sir. I don't know what you're
We're
doing,
not
but
doing it, sir.
okay. Hey, thank y'all for having me. I'm gonna get on off here. Like I said, I was
All
asleep.
right,
I
all
worked
right.
all
Now
night.
go back to sleep. Go back to sleep.
You, sir,
Check
you,
out the website, brother, okay?
hey, y'all, he
all right, peace.
He had that on his mind because he was asleep, but he woke up. But he ain't completely awake because he got all this rhetoric, and he don't even really know what's going on. Christ is the tree of life, not the people that are offspring. No, they're a part of it, but they not the tree of life. Christ is. And he got the information. He got the game plan. He know what we need to do.
Talia, what's up? Talia, what's up?
Peace.
How
Peace.
you doing?
I'm good. We don't have a title today. But
Nah, we ain't got no title. I just got a question. So, cause I was sitting here listening to y'all conversation. Y'all had a conversation that y'all had, right? So I understand. So I'm just trying to like pretty much understand crystal clear. So y'all know everything,
when it
About
huh?
comes to
God,
the
we do.
prophecy, when it
Oh,
comes
when
to
it
the
comes to
prophecy, we
prophecy,
know
so
everything.
don't know. Okay. Don't nobody have a better understanding of the prophecy, but y'all have the truth of it all.
It said that he was gonna unseal the book in the end days. The Lamb was gonna take the book. So
Okay. So so let me ask you this. So when it said that I was gonna unseal a book, is it talking about a literal book, or is it talking about something else?
it's talking about both because the spiritual goes with the physical. It's like you have a
I
book
know that.
that we're reading, and so yeah, he's literally opening the literal Bible, but it's also a whole prophecy. It's also a fulfillment. So
Mm,
this is about real people. So that's the book of life. So
okay.
it's you know, like it's yeah.
Right, because I just me personally, Talia, and it's I don't got nothing against like none of y'all what y'all doing. I really don't like because y'all just exercising y'all free will, and I'm not getting in the way of that, respectfully. But I hear some things, and it just be like, what? But I'll let y'all have it. So y'all understand it. Y'all understand it. How I see it is how I see it. Um,
You gotta
but
keep listening though. You're not
you said
gonna
what?
get it all at one time.
You
You
said what?
can't get it all at one time. You gotta keep listening.
Oh
You gotta
yeah, I
keep
do a lot of
listening.
listening. I do a lot of listening, but I also do a lot of learning too, right? And I don't let nobody
But then
just
you gotta
piss
take
on me and tell me
in.
that it's rain either,
But you gotta take
respectfully.
in so much. You can't take it all at one time. You take out what you can take, and
I
you
agree.
keep doing it until you get it.
I agree. I agree. So okay, so we understand that the seven seals in the book and all that. See, you saying it like it's a book. It's talking about a literal book. I understand that's not. It's not talking about a book, yo.
It's a prophecy. It's a
Just
revolution
why, yo,
being
look,
being
hey, yo, look. I'm
created.
gonna say this, yo, and I'm gonna get down, yo, because respectfully, look, listen, Talia. With all due respect, I respect what you're doing. I respect your tenacity, all that. Listen, I'm not telling you what to do. But it's more to how you looking at it, yo. And if you're gonna just be looking at it just from one perspective, yo, you gonna miss it, yo. It's not talking about a book, yo.
Well,
And it's talking about
when
the
you
seven
ask
seals and
me
all that.
when
It's
you
not.
ask me what it's talking about, I told you it's talking about a book and it's also talking about a spiritual mystery.
Okay, so give me the spiritual mystery because I know the spiritual mystery. I understand it. So I'm not worrying
The
about
book of life,
the surface of it.
the book of life is people who accept Christ in the flesh and they give life to the world. That's a
Huh?
book. It's like when you write the names of your family in a phone book.
Yeah.
That's the people who um who was hosting God in that day.
Talia, look, listen.
That's the book of life. It's people.
Talia, Talia, look, listen. You right. But it's all of us. We all are the book of life. Talia,
A
that's
liar
seven
is not the
seals.
book
Look,
of
listen, hold
life.
on.
A
This
liar
look,
is not the
Talia,
book of life. That
Talia,
wouldn't make
look,
it the book of death.
Talia, look, listen. Death is an illusion. See, yo, oh my God, Talia, look, you are the book of life. I am the book of life. The seven seals is talking about the seven energy centers in your bodies. Talia, it's
So
talking
so
about
the
that
people so
spiritual.
what
What I'm
about the
giving you.
people so what about the people who have their so let me ask you a question. What about the people who have their chakras closed? The people who don't know themselves. So these people are also on the same level as you in the book of
No,
life?
they no. They not on the same level of me. We would call them unawakened. We would call them ignorant. They don't know.
So they're dead. They're not. They don't have.
Okay. If you want to open, okay. So they're spiritually dead. Okay, I can accept that. I can agree with that. Yeah. hmm They're
The
spiritually dead,
separation.
but
The
death is an
separation.
illusion. But go ahead
The
though.
separation is happening now. This is why you have a king. This is why you have a king being risen up, because the separation is happening now. So you have to pick a side, life or death.
Talia, look, listen. You could fact check me. You could do some research if you do outside of what you think you know. You think all of y'all think on this panel think that God created Christ. Y'all don't even know who created Christ. It wasn't God.
What Christ means?
Man, I know what Christ means. Christ means anointed.
What does it mean?
Okay.
It means
It's
anointed.
just a messenger. It's just the one that's anointed to give out the message, brother. You're making it
Look,
such
relax.
a big ordeal
No,
about
not making it.
God
Sis,
being
relax. I'm not
Christ.
making it a big thing. You just asked me a question. Hold on. How you gonna ask me a question and answer the question you asked? What is Christ? And my response is Christ means anointed. Messiah means messenger, messenger. So then my question would be to
So
you,
what?
right eyes,
Why are
right?
you bothered about it right
So
now? What's the bother?
look. Okay, it's no bother, but I got a question for you. Since you asked me a question, it's only right that I can ask you a question back, right? So then my question would be to you. So if we understand that Christ means anointed, how do you get anointed? How does that process work? Help me, teach me, respectfully.
He would have to be the one with the highest thought known to man, the set apart thought that no one has so far.
Yo, you talking carnal things to me, sis. So look, listen.
Carnal.
Yes, you talking carnal things to me. So look, I asked you, how do you get anointed? How do this whole anointed process go? You pretty much told me a carnal meaning, understanding of it, talking about a man and a man got to anoint you and all that. No, that's false.
Brother, you know what's so funny, brother? What is your
It's
purpose
true.
of coming up here is to convince us?
I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I wasn't even talking
Okay,
to you. I
no,
was talking
what
to
I'm
Talia,
saying, hold on.
but I
Wait a
wasn't
minute, I'm
talking
up
to you.
here though. Hold on, you did mention all of us in your topic. So
Yeah, at one
cut
point
it
in time
out.
I did.
So I'm involved. So okay, so calm down. So I'm invited.
I'm
So
calm.
my point, what I'm trying to get to understand here, when you guys come up here, what is your purpose?
So
What's the
my
purpose?
purpose. Look, listen. You just asked me a question. You gotta let me answer the question. My purpose was to ask Talia a question. But in the process of me having a conversation with Talia, I did mention y'all, though. I did. But my thing was to ask Talia a question. I'm not coming up here to challenge Talia. I'm not coming up here to
No,
try to
so your
debunk nothing or
question.
nothing.
So your question was, so you understand. So you want to understand the movement, so you can help, or so you can keep watching, or so you can do your own thing. Like what?
I've
Because
been doing
you're a
I've been
familiar
doing my
face
own
at this
thing.
point.
I've been doing my own thing. I'm gonna continue to do my own thing. That don't stop. I don't have a problem with nothing with y'all issue with y'all movement, what y'all doing, to be honest with you. But where y'all lose me at is this. This where y'all lose me, and I say this all the time. Every time I come on y'all panels, y'all lose me to whereas the point is I gotta give up everything to follow behind your leader. And why would I follow behind your leader when I'm a leader? And I'm way more knowledgeable than your leader. And I know more than your leader. And I'm saying this with humility. As far as with the Bible goes.
Okay, so
I
go ahead,
understand what
do
it's saying.
better. Like if you're so much of a better leader, YahJew don't come to y'all. You're better organization and hate on you. Like
I'm not
if
hating on him,
so much
Talia.
of
Why you
better,
think I'm
you go
hating on
ahead.
him?
You go ahead,
Why
be
you think
better.
I'm hating on him though?
Go ahead, be better, bro. If you're better, go ahead, be better. Like
But I know I got you though. But why you feel like what I just said? I'm hating on him. I'm not bashing him. I'm not here making videos, doing smudge campaigns or nothing. Why you feel like I'm hating on him?
But brother, it's a little puzzling because y'all come up here repeatedly,
I don't come up
and
here
if
repeatedly.
for me personally, well, brother, I know this is not my first time or second time or third time or fourth time seeing you. I could keep going. So what I'm saying
Sis, you
is
cap, sis.
the
But go ahead.
fact that,
Go ahead. Say what you gonna say.
okay, personally, okay, whatever you want to say, brother. But what I'm saying, I'm just trying to get an understanding with people that are not okay with this movement or not believing that
I never
YahJew
said I
is
wasn't okay with
Christ,
this.
or whatever the case is. You don't see YahJew as a leader of for the people. Okay,
I never said
so
that.
my thing is, if that was the case, why do we still come back to? It seems like y'all coming back up here to try to convince us of something that you guys don't even have. I just wanted
Eh,
to help you out to realize what y'all doing.
Miss, you don't. I don't respectfully. I don't need your help because you need you leaning on somebody else for help. So I don't need your help respectfully. But look though, I'm not coming up here. I'm not coming up here for the debunking and all that. Like I never said like anything bad about the man. To be honest with you, but it is what
Brother,
it is
brother,
though. I
do you
digress.
know we're up here to reach out to those that can see the truth and hear the truth? That's why we're up here.
Miss, y'all can't even see the truth or hear the truth, but y'all trying to get. How y'all don't
See,
even
you see
expect?
what I'm
Y'all can't
saying,
see.
brother? You see what I'm saying? You see what you're doing right there? You see that? You don't even know my middle name, my first name. You don't even know me, brother. You don't know
Yo,
us to be
crazy.
saying what we have and what we don't have. This is the
I've
ridiculous
been
thing that
listening
I'm
to y'all
talking
for a while.
about. This is what makes you a false person. This is what makes you untrue. This is what
I feel
makes
you.
you show that you don't have the truth, brother.
I
Because
know,
you
but I
come
can
up
hit you with the
here
same thing you just hit me with, though.
repeatedly, brother. We're out here to reach out to the ones that can see and hear at this point in time.
Hey, Miss, you think you the
Okay? So
only one?
don't
You
let
think
our
y'all the only
words
one that's out here
offend
trying to
you.
get somebody to see and hear something?
Brother,
Yeah, you gotta
we're not
stop
here to
doing
make
that.
people jealous, although people are. We're not here for that, though. We love you. We're trying to tell you the
I love you
truth.
too. Word up,
We
no
love
acting.
you.
Real talk. I
You
love
know what
you
I'm
too,
saying?
though.
So that's all we're here. Okay, so we're not here to shun down people or try to convince people or anything. We're just telling the truth, brother. And y'all are, a little shaky about that. And we understand that too. But I'm trying to make you realize, brother, so you don't keep defiling yourself, keep coming up here and defiling yourself. Realize what you're doing.
Yeah, I get you.
That's all I'm
So
saying.
look,
If you're not here to be part of the plan, then you know what I mean? You could go
I
about your
can't be.
business
I
because that's
can't
what I
look.
would
Listen,
do.
hey, Bright Eyes. I can't be a part of the plan, right? Just for the simple fact that I'm not willing to drop everything I know to accept something
Understand
from
that.
another man.
And I get that. We understand that, brother. And that's all good. I mean, that's your choice. That's the will. That's your free will, brother. We get it. That's your free will. It's all good. We get it.
Okay,
It's
so
all
look,
good, brother.
okay. Hey, Bright Eyes. So look, I got a question for you, like genuine. So look, right? Why is it that like I have to drop everything I know to be associated with a movement that's put together to help our people? Why do I got to get put in an uncompromised situation like that to want to to want to align myself with y'all to help our people?
It's a broad and narrow path, brother. It's a broad and narrow path. Hard pill to swallow. You're going to have to empty your cup. Everything that you have known by men. You're going to have to do it. There's no if buts about it, brother. Everybody went into the front door this way. And you want to keep your trash and bring it in here? Nah, we don't want that trash up in here.
I just want to say too. I just want to say too. People
Not
get
good.
confused nowadays with what you think you know versus what you actually know. Like, so you know, because nobody is actually fact checking. No one is actually these bone ancient stuff people talk about. Nobody there's so people aren't actually doing their due diligence to know what they even know. So they just think they know stuff. People don't actually know things that they say they know nowadays. They just think
Hey,
things.
hey, hey, Tyler, can I respond to that, real man? I'll be quick, real simple, quick. So look, it's a verse in John, First John 2:20. It say, look, First John 2:20, teacher, but Christ. Christ should be your only teacher. Christ, Christ is something that happens. It's within you, right? Hello?
I don't know if he's breaking up for y'all or...
Yeah,
You can hear me?
going in and out, but I heard some of what you said, Aquarius.
All right, look. First John 2:20 say you shouldn't have no other teacher but Christ. Right? It's six other Bible verses that tell you that Christ is within you. Right? So Christ is not just in your leader, Christ is in all, respectfully, right? So in order to truly understand this Bible, this is something that can't be taught. This is something that you have to you have to just like go off intuition. Your intuition. Your intuition, yo.
It was
Like
compromised by the lie, though.
you said what?
I said it was compromised by the lie, though.
What's the lie?
The lie that you talking about Christ is within you, but we were to wait on the Lord.
Yeah, that is the lie though. That's the lie. Why would you need to wait on something
you're
that's in you,
still speaking
within
from
you?
Christ consciousness, but how can you get something or say that something's within you without having the person who comes with it?
Hey, good question. I don't know how to say your name, but I like your vibe. I like your energy. Good question. So look, right, check this out, right? We have to understand that all is mind and mind is all. If you can't understand that all is mind, M-I-N-D, and mind is all, then you don't understand nothing. You don't understand the book. You don't understand nothing, respectfully. But yeah.
Mind is all.
Yes.
So
If you can't wrap your head around what I just said, if you can't wrap your head around what I just said, then you don't understand shit, and you don't need to be teaching nothing, respectfully.
Respectfully, you don't need to be teaching
Yeah.
anything, honestly, because what you just said didn't make no real sense.
Yeah, I know. Look, see, look. That's a parable I gave you, right? Mind is all and all is mine. And for you to say that don't make sense, it lets me know where you at.
Things pertaining to God belong to God, not for you to try to dibble dabble and give it out.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. So where you think God is at? God, you think God in the sky? God in a different dimension? Where you think God is at?
Spirit. God is spirit, and God chooses.
God is at. You think God is in the sky?
No, that's how I know Christ's not coming from the sky.
Where's God, miss?
God is spirit.
Okay. Where's that at, miss?
Are you talking about actually being able to see it?
How you gonna see spirit? Let's make this make sense. I'm asking you a question. You talk about okay. So where is God? Where's God, miss? This is nasty work. You can't tell me where's God. This is nasty work. This is nasty work.
Well, God is known through his manifestation. That's not
okay.
everybody.
So where is God?
That's people who are in order.
Where's God?
That's a.
Can nobody tell me where's God?
I'm gonna answer you again. You just can't cut me off and do all that.
I got you.
You're not gonna.
I apologize. Go ahead, do your thing.
So God is known by the manifestation. God has a house that it dwells in. It dwells in people, specifically a house of people, with order among this house.
Okay, Talia. Okay. So God is within you, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so are you God?
No, I'm an heir. I'm a child.
This is crazy work. So look, don't in Genesis, look, listen. Don't in Psalms 82:6 tell you that ye are gods, children of the Most High, and don't in Genesis it also tell you that He created us in His image.
So if I just said that I'm the Aquarius, I just said that I'm an heir to the kingdom. You're saying the same thing, except you're saying it without order.
How am I saying? Okay, darling, you got it. You got it. I asked you a simple question: are we God?
She answered you even more simpler.
The even simpler would be yes or no. Are we God? Yes or no?
But it says we would die like men.
Okay, so give me the understanding of that. Why would we die like men? Hopefully you could use common sense
Because
giving
the
it to me.
flesh,
Why would we die
the
like
flesh
men?
will decay.
You said what?
The flesh will decay.
Okay, right. That's correct. So you saying that to say what?
Just like you said that we were made in the image of God, it's not a fleshly image.
Okay. So if it's not a fleshly image, then what is it?
It's spiritual.
Okay. So what are we?
What do you mean? What are we? We're humans. We're living.
Humans.
We're
This is
existing.
nasty work. You gotta listen to
I mean,
yourself. What you
that's
saying?
bad.
So look. So check this out. So we are not the body. Do you understand that, sis?
What do you mean we're not the body?
Oh my God. So God is what? God is what? God is what? God is spirit, right?
God is spirit, yes.
Okay, so what are we?
What do you mean we're created? We're
This is
God's
nasty work.
creation.
So if God is spirit and we are created in the image of God, then we are also spirit, sis. Okay? Listen. This
I just want to make it clear real quick. God is the Holy Spirit, brother. We are spirits, but to get the Holy Spirit, brother, is through his son. I don't know how much simpler. I mean, we all been trying to make it simple for him, you know?
my bad. Look, my bad. I'm at work and I just got a phone call. So look, check this out. So look, right? I don't know what you said, Bryce. You said something slick though, but this is cool. So look,
Didn't say
look, at the end of the
anything.
day, okay, so look, if God is spirit, and then I'm asking you a question, okay, so what are we? Are we also spirit?
Yes.
Okay then. So okay, yes, okay. So if we are spirit, then we are not the body then, right? We are spirit, right?
You said we are not the body.
No, we are not the body. We are spirit. Oh my God. So because it's like, listen, God is spirit. We are created in the image of God, so that means that we are too also a spirit. But so happen.
God, I just want to say God is the Holy Spirit, okay? It's just, God is the
Okay,
Holy Spirit.
God is the Holy Spirit. God is the Holy Spirit, okay? So then I'm asking you, if we created in the image of the Holy Spirit, then are we too spirit?
We are the body. Christ is the
We are the
head.
body. This is nasty work.
And Christ is
Look,
the
I can't,
head.
I can't, I
We're
can't,
the
I can't.
government. We're the
Look, he talking
government.
about
When you
literal
say
things. He
Jesus
talking about literal
Christ,
things. He talking about a
when you
government.
say
Let me help
Jesus
you out. Let me
Christ,
help you out, Clinton. So when
you
he's
can't
saying,
help me out. I
look,
already
when
know.
Yeshua
You
said he was
don't
coming
know,
with the
sir.
government on his
You don't
shoulders,
know.
what is on your
You
shoulders? Your
don't
head.
know.
Your head is on your shoulders, my brother.
Your head
It's
is the
not talking about a
government.
literal government system. This is
Yes,
crazy.
it does. It's
I don't,
spiritual. It's
y'all teaching this?
manifested
Oh
through
man, I don't know.
Christ. Christ can manifest
Y'all don't even
it.
Aquarius,
understand. Y'all
Christ
don't
is
even
the
understand
head,
that we are
and
spirit.
we're the body.
We are
I want
spirit
to,
Jesus
having a human
Christ,
having a human
head and body.
existence. We are
hold
not
on.
humans having a
Order,
144
spiritual
in the
order,
existence.
hold
Like
up,
head.
what are we
hold
talking
up,
about?
hold up,
Let's
stop,
reset the
stop.
room real quick then.
Yeah, yeah.
Brother, Aquarius, how long you been listening to YahJew, brother?
How long I've been listening to YahJew? I haven't been listening to that long. Why? What are you trying to what are you trying to insinuate? What? Why are you saying that? What
Slow
you getting
down,
at?
brother. Slow down. Brother, I
I'm
love you. I
slowed
told
down.
you that earlier. So slow down. How you going
I'm
to
slowed down. What are
slow
you
down?
insinuating?
So what I'm trying to help you out with, because I hear the frustration in you trying to get the understanding, brother. You're going to have to listen some more. I recommend this to everyone. You guys are so quick to have a lot of questions and a lot of answers with your questions. The best thing,
Sis, look, if you're trying
see,
to get me to listen to
I'm not
YahJew
trying
so
to
I can
get you to do anything. You're the one up here trying to figure stuff out, all confusing and frustrated. I'm trying to give you some advice. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I was just trying to give you some advice. Because you're
there's nothing that man
frustrating
can't
right
teach me.
now. You're on the upper up.
I'm not frustrated.
Yes, it's
That's
in
just
your
how I get
voice.
when I like to talk about the things that I like to talk about.
Okay. You're talking very fast. You're getting offensive. A lot of these things, it's the lack of the understanding that you have. And I would suggest to you, my brother, to listen. If you don't, then that's fine. Why do you come up here repeatedly? You're trying to get the answers in the wrong directions. The way you're going about it is just not the way it doesn't fit you right now. The best thing to do is to listen some more. Hold on to your questions and listen some more. Tuck your questions in your pocket for a little bit, because you're not going to get the understanding like this.
Yeah, a lot of people are gonna keep coming up trying to fight and be in denial with what we have going on until that last day. You know, until when
My
all the
bad, my
things
bad.
that we've really been we're really telling we're really telling the world that this new king
Nah, look, I'm a
is gonna come out of you have to stop. I mean, you have to stop, bro.
I see you just keep
Um
calling me, bro. Like, shit.
okay. Just hold on. So 1 second, I forgot what I was gonna say. Um oh yeah, a lot of people are just gonna come up and be in denial and trying to fight it until this actually happens. Like it's literally people who are actually gonna drive themselves crazy trying to come up here and disprove like you could. Like like there's a reason to. People are gonna do that until the very end. And it's gonna make no sense, but they're gonna keep doing it because that's the now. And if it's the truth, you're debating yourself. It's like swinging in the air.
But like I said,
Uh,
it's religious trauma. That's what the lie does. It traumatizes you. So you got religious trauma. And then when you hear the truth, then you really traumatized because you know the lies are religious trauma. It's traumatized you where you can't hear the truth. Now think about it. We all have been traumatized by the lie.
We have a guest on the stage, y'all. Abu. Is that how you say your name?
Yeah, that is how I say it. Peace and blessing be with you all. I greet you all in the
blessings,
spirit
brothers.
The
of
other
the
guy leave.
forefathers.
Peace and blessings.
I greet you all in the spirit. Thank you. Peace and blessing. Greeting you all in the spirit of the forefathers, the ancestors. May their suffering be our joy. May their struggle be our way forward. My name is Abu and I'm streaming from the Gambia. I joined you recently. I want to know exactly what is the topic and what is the way forward. Thank you all.
Yeah, for sure. Well, really, we're nation building. So we're building. We're really restoring the Solomonic dynasty of Ethiopia, and that's in prophecy. What we're doing is in prophecy. Is restoring this kingdom on earth.
Okay. Thank you, D1 for your. Thank you for making me understand that ministry is in the Gambia. Yeah, good
No,
good contribution.
well, no,
If
actually, D1.
if it's a nation,
Well, actually, Abu D1 is talking about his own ministry that he has going on. He's not with us.
okay, it's not with you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah, okay. Thank you for that for making me understand that. Yes, when we talk about nation building is a wild and brutal topic. When we start saying that nation, we are not talking about the nation of America. We are not talking about the nation of the Gambia. We are not talking about the nation of Ethiopia. We are talking about the nation of the black nation. with its belief and its principle. Now to trace the nation of the black and the black kingdom and the queens, we can trace it to the King Solomon and the Seba Queen, Queen of Seba, where you found they get married, even the Bible and accept that. But they get married and they have a son. And who is that son? We know that that son was in Ethiopia, where he was a ruler, and when the Christendom come,
Well,
Ethiopia
actually,
accepted
Abu,
the.
but before you, we don't agree with that. That he was a king in Ethiopia. We don't. Um, what we represent is the Christ who comes out of a foreign land and he returns to Ethiopia.
Okay, yeah, yeah, okay. Thank you very much for making me understand. You mean Christ of you are talking about the Christ of Nazareth or the Christ of Ethiopia? Which one?
Um, I mean, Nazareth isn't a place on the map. Nazareth has a spiritual meaning. It's like Babylon. It's not a place on the map. So really he comes out of America and he's in that captivity with the rest of the world. And then he returns to Africa and he restores the Solomonic throne. And that's what's happening now. Is he's coming home to Africa to restore the throne.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, that is the way you take it. Like that's Jesus or that Christ. You are talking of Jesus or Christ. Let me understand.
I mean, Jesus is like a fairy tale really about the son of man who would do it. You would call him Christ, you would call him all types of names.
Yeah, but we trace it. Like, we know that there was that King of Kings, the Lion of Judah, whom we all believe our fathers have prophesied to us before he comes. That is Haile Selassie I. Are you referring to Haile Selassie or you are referring to the ancestors of Haile Selassie?
No, I'm talking about a brother in America who is doing the prophecy in America right now.
Okay. That means you have a set with the last time I joined one group where I think I met others. We were discussing on African politics. Then the brother from you came. He was trying to enlighten us about your international coming back to home and to restore the empire. Is that group you are talking of? To restore the kingdom in Africa.
Yes, it's a brother in America who's doing that right now.
Okay, we all share his idea because it is a great idea to know that a brother is doing a work. Because for me, what I believe, all those advocates or activists who come in the past, whether they said it or they don't say it, they were messengers to us, to our nation, sent by our great God, who sent them to us to remove us from captivity, oppression, and poverty, which every other prophet did before they are coming. That is the Marcus Garvey, that is the Malcolm X, that is the Martin Luther Kings. No matter where they belong to, but they were to us as Jesus was to his people, as Moses was to his people, as Muhammad was to his people. We too, they were to us as that. Yeah, when a brother had this idea to come and restore the great empires or great kingdoms which have been vanished, have been domesticated by our enemies, whom one of our brother called our direct enemy, then I will say, as an African, I will want to join that force to restore that great empire in Addis Ababa, in the continent, in the Zulu, in the former Manding Empire. There were hundreds and thousands of strong empire in this continent, but with the coming of monsters and vultures outside, they come and cultivate and slaughter and unalive those mighty empire. Then it is a call. It is a call to your movement. It's a call, and that call is to be answered by we, the young African who are in the continent, who are confused of religious. With religious is the fact we are confused whether it's the Muslim, we are confused whether it's the Christian, we are confused with such and such religious we have. Then it's a bravo and it's a it's a Bantu continua call. We will answer the call. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll put the website in the comments for you, brother. You can check out the website and hopefully be in contact with us. You know, if you haven't already, you said you've been following a little bit, huh? Um, so you might have already read, but reading the things on the website will really give you good clarity. If you read everything through, for sure.
Okay. You send the link already?
It's in the comments.
Okay, then I will check it.
YahJewJudah.com.
Okay, YahJew.com. Okay. I will try about it. Okay, I will try and I will look over it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is a hard work.
Yeah, yeah, we're
Continue the
building
call
a
and continue. Let no one try to discriminate. Yes, it's a call, and you should be conscious of exactly what is happening in the continent. You can be calling, but when the calling and the idea that are in the continent doesn't are coincident, there will be a lot of problem because you will find in the continent people who think different. Thank you.
Yeah, correct. That's why, we really we're really reaching our hands, really trying to connect with the brothers and sisters on in Africa, because that's really what this whole prophecy is about, is us coming home and healing together. So it's especially I can't hear where you at, but you know that's what that's the mission, is so that we can unite and you know restore our kingdom. But where are you calling from? Abu, you're muted. You gotta unmute yourself. I don't know what happened to Bull. What? Oh yeah, that's right. um YahJew is like Moses and the churches are like Egypt, and he's saying, let my people go.
But yeah, I believe brother said he was from Gambia.
He did say that. Yeah.
I say I'm from Ghana. I'm sorry, I was somehow busy. Wow. Yes, I'm a Gambian, as you said. That is the way. Yes, the Yaju should be as Moses, because what happened to the people of Israel in the past is the same happening to us in the present. I will always want to advocate for it and to make our people to understand, because the Elijah may have read books even when after that incident of the Jews being tortured, they have been tortured too in Europe and other parts in Europe, and later on in the 20th century we see them found in two stages, that is Switzerland and another one in back to their homeland, that is Israel. We will see the same happen to us. Yes, the same happens to us. They used yesterday the empire was in Egypt, used them to build roads and empire and many on with the development of Egypt. The same happens to we. They use us. They use our great grandchildren, the descendants of Africa, to build road for them, making you believe that even Africa is not a home, Africa is a jungle, which are not right, making you believe that Africa is not civilized, African people are not civilized, which is totally false. They come and found us building our great empire. They come and found us making our beautiful huts. They come and found us, our humans have started put on in wrappers and so on and so forth. But they picture us that like they come and found us, we are uncivilized. We used to live in caves, which they were describing themselves. Now, if you have this idea, it's indeed Yahweh will be as Moses was to Israel. Thank
Yeah, it's about to be a whole new world, y'all. Whole new world. It's just all on the sleeping sons of Jacob. About the sleeping righteous ones who will come together and judge the world, and it's happening now. Without organization, it's only gonna be one house. The world's basically operating like that anyway. Like it's already one big old monster working together, and it's all of its parts, operating like a clock. Like, but it's all the same clock. It's just different pieces. Like that's already happening now. Got us fighting, that pays their bills. So, you know, yeah, it's just like why can't it be get down or lay down when it comes to the truth or peace? Like that's what it is regardless.
And that's just what I said. It's gonna be get down the ley line. One or the other. I told you, y'all in a no-win situation. Y'all can fight it all y'all want. We gonna drag you. We gonna take you by the hand and we gonna pull you. And when you wake up, you gonna be already sitting there. But it ain't you gonna just be there. It's where you gonna be at. What kind of duties you gonna have. What you gonna be doing. You gotta think about that. Because it's time to go to work. It ain't time to sleep. It ain't time to sit around. It's time to get busy. You either gonna be fired up and ready to go, or you gonna be asleep. And we fired up and ready to go. So in the liar, or in the lies, we got stick up kids. We slaying all lies and all liars. They say stick 'em up, bring the lie, and we'll disintegrate the lie. Because that's what the truth does. It disintegrates the lie. I told you, y'all under religious trauma. The lie traumatizes you until you wake up. But you got to hear the truth coming from the mouth of God. And the mouth of God heals you. But the lie traumatized. It's a temporary fix, but you're still traumatized because now you're hearing the truth and you don't know which one is which. You don't know if we telling the truth or what you know is the truth. That's traumatized because you've been told one thing and here another guy come along and tell you the opposite along with his people and you don't know what to believe. That sounds like trauma to me. When you got the truth and you can't just get it right at one time, you got to constantly hear it because you got so many that's been traumatized by the lie. So they tell you, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. They lying. But you don't know what the lie is because you don't know what the truth is. The lie is the 2,000-year-old story they done gave you. That's the lie. And saying that it already happened. But they told you that in the beginning. So you wouldn't know. So when the time come for it to happen, you wouldn't see it. When you got people talking about, well, Christ on earth, and he lied, he in living color, and he in the flesh, and he walking among us. And what y'all say? Ah, that ain't Christ. Well, what he look like? What is he gonna do? We in bad shape. We need help. So God say he gonna send you somebody. That's the spirit. Spirit ain't jumping around like they had me thinking. Well, I got the spirit, but I'm still lost. God don't operate like that. He ain't gonna give you no spirit and you gonna be lost. He gonna give you the whole game plan. But you gotta take time and listen to get it. Otherwise, you're not gonna understand it. You come up with a lot of questions. From D-Lo on down, Trinity Table, all of them. They know it's true. They know they done been found out. They know they lying. They all know. They know the truth, but they rejecting it. It's worse to know the truth than reject it, because you don't think that we know what we talking about. But we do, because we got it from the horse's mouth. Wallow, Christ, the one that God chose, the one that God picked. And he already said that y'all were going to reject him. He said, I came to my own, and my own received me not. Who you think he talking about? Us. The book is prophecy being fulfilled. We're fulfilling the prophecy. You see things happen. You see Africa rising up. Prophecies being fulfilled. They got a leader. And we stand with them. Because we going to all work together and make this thing happen. That's what we going to do. And y'all going to come along when it's all complete. You enjoy it. You fighting it now because it's new. You're not sure. You don't know. But we know.
Yes, Mr. Clinton, you are so right. The prophecy is being fulfilled bit by bit in history. A level of the prophecy will come. And today, if you look in Africa, somehow you will see the prophecy is coming again. words of the old is resounding. The unity of Africa is moving bit by bit to come, and the youth now are aware of what Africa is going through and what Africa have gone through and what the African people have gone through in the past. With a new leadership in Africa, you will see the prophecy of the past is coming with a young boy, a young man with the name Ibrahim Traore in his country, Burkina Faso. He's trying a lot to put awareness, to put a sound mind in the young people of the continent, and the young people are seeing the words of the old coming bit by bit. Whatever they said in the past, with people of those days think it will not come to life. Today, bit by bit, this is coming. He is uniting the people. He unites the religious in the country. He is encouraging youthful African to think more and to take responsibility. And today, many youth have started taking responsibility in their respective corners of the countries they are in. That show you then the move is through. That show you then the level, the play level will be played automatically as it was played by the old generation. That is the Pan-Africanists of the past who play a level to free the continent, to make the continent to be potential people. Today when a young man is doing so, that means okay, that proficiency have come to do. That means anything now the people of diaspora want in Africa that can be possible because the youth and the generation in the continent are opening their eyes, are feeling the truth. They have been consuming the force, but today they are realizing the fact and the journey and the struggle of the continent and its people. Thank
Yeah, the people are definitely waking up right now, bro. It's a great time. You know, we're just here to really make people aware of what you know, of the truth that's out, the things that they've been lied to about, we all been lied to about, and how the jurisdiction is finna be handed over back to the back to righteous people, like you said, and how God is stepping in now. And God stepping in is what's bringing the unity, because it's not going to be no more religion. Like, Africa's finna be united, and it's not going to be no more religion. It's not going to be no more church or mosque. And that's really what's really gonna free our people's hearts.
you. Of course, yes. Is the most thing that is tampering the people of the continent is the religious impose on them. This which they took in their heart and the ownership of them, while those who preach and bring those religious even they are not taking ownership of them, but the continent here people are taking ownership of this religious, both Muslim and Christian, so much that they could not realize their potential, they could not realize their willingness. Yes, but as time is going now, we have a great hope for the future and the youth of this continent, because they are realizing that religion should not be our cornerstone or something our challenge. What should be our challenge is our potential and our memories.
But in our reality, Africa needs this restoration. Not just Africa, the whole world. And I know, like, living day to day for some is hard wherever we are right now in this moment. Basic necessities shouldn't be this hard to acquire, being the fact that we have a so-called government that's supposed to provide these things, but under conditions. And under these conditions, it's conditioning us to just sit and just wait on them hand and foot. It's so sad how people don't see what's really going on in the world, but come with so much, I got information. Oh, I know this. but no solution. It's got to stop. And we can't wait till it's too late to finally come together. That's why we profess now. It's happening now. It's taking place right now. And a lot of people don't want it to take place now because now they got to take accountability for what they've been telling other people. And nobody wants to take accountability. Not even the ones who paid for the lie to continue to go. I digress.
Yeah, that's really that check they don't want to cash because it's like it's because then it's because to think we actually are able to help, and then people choosing not to help. Oh hell, like that if I don't like you can all we have to do is just get a certain amount of leadership to understand the same thing, and you can teach this stuff to fifth graders. So it's like people just in so much shame right now, you know. That's all it is. They're just in shame because it's like you really got to look at yourself because it's like, nah, this is on us. It's not no waiting for Jesus no more. And thank God the wait is over. Like, so it's just so in our face right now. It really comes down to the unity, and people don't want to unify. They don't want to like stand together, for what we should have been done. We don't really, we're not thinking about the future like that for ourselves. But it's we bringing it.
And it's almost like who wants to think about the future now because everybody's in survival mode trying to make it day by day. But nobody's willing to really just set aside what they think they know to actually come together under one understanding that's gonna bring everything together. And y'all don't look at the prophecy like that. It's supposed to happen the way you perceive it because you're living life. So it's supposed to look how it's supposed to look to you. I don't know. It's all this goes hand in hand. And we got to be willing to push aside even what we got going on right now to be a part of the fulfillment. So everybody coming with knowledge. We understand you went to school. We understand you thought you knew. We thought we knew. But at the end of the day, we didn't. And now that we do, we should not go against that. It's hard because of what the traditional lie has done and how it has separated us so bad in so many different categories. I digress again.
But yeah, family. If y'all ain't got nothing else, then we can wrap this one today. And I just say for the people, y'all know YahJewJudah.com if you haven't already. YahJewJudah.com. Put in the comments again. We're here to nation build, to unite our brothers and sisters for a government, and judging the world, which is prophecy, So it's really like a thief in the night, the best news that you ever got. But it's so random that people aren't ready for it. And people are fighting it. But it is our time to come together, like as God's people in the majesty of God. So that's what's being done right now, is to call in to judge the world and bring the kingdom down to the whole earth. Go to YahJewJudah.com to get the mysteries of how this happens, so you can see how it's supposed to happen, and how the one is here, who everyone is waiting for. But yeah, that's all I got, y'all. So peace and blessings. One love.
Peace, peace.